and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping Moet is where you find me. Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping Moet is where you find me. Mad question asking, blunt passing music. Mad question asking, blunt passing music. Mad question asking, blunt passing music. Mad question asking, blunt passing music.
Yes. Can everybody hear me? I did not get to. It's funny because my panelist is probably going to laugh because I did not get to make my tea. I'm trying out these new monitors in my ears. They're a little weird. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait, I got to use these new monitors. You know what I'm saying? I got to use these new Bluetooth headphones. Because why? I'm wearing a fedora. And in case y'all haven't noticed, this is not going over this. You're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. I feel like it's, what's the word? It is frowned upon to crinkle a fedora. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to wrinkle certain things. Fedoras, you know, with this one, it's a little flimsy and everything like that. But the shape it comes in, it's supposed to be intact. You're supposed to be able to nurture and sustain it. And it happens to be black. So I was thinking, you know what? I need to nurture my blackness that is on my head. You know what I'm saying? I think that's super important. Anyway, these things would not turn on for the longest. And then I was thinking to myself, maybe they are dead. I don't know. These things are not working. I'm sitting there trying to figure out how can I get these things to turn on and everything like that. I start Googling these things because I got them off of Wish. Don't order anything off of Wish if you don't understand the manual it comes from. You got to go domestic. You know what I'm saying? That's not a diss on overseas shipping or any supplies or anything like that, but I just did not understand it. English is my second language. I was struggling. I was sweating. You know what I'm saying? And then it turns out I was holding the wrong button. So I was hitting the play button instead of the power button to get these things on. It was a nice little, what's the word? It was a nice little anxiety-ridden attack. You know what I'm saying? It was an attack, but guess what? The attack did not conquer. It did not succeed. And we're here. So today I have a guest this evening on Wednesday. It's Wednesday at 8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:41 Pacific. Not specific, it's Pacific. Good Lord, Cass. And I've been trying to track down this man for the last couple of months. It's funny how God just kind of ordained our steps in a sense. And I feel like I'm going to, one, get a kick out of this conversation. I think those that are going to be able to tune in tonight are going to get a kick out of this conversation. And at the end of the day, we're all just going to be able to learn, you know what I'm saying? But before I bring him on stage, on screen, on your smartphones, on your buffers, on your etch and sketch pads and everything like that, I'm going to drop the intro real quick on you. Every time I go in, every time I go in, every time I go in, I'm jealous. Every time I go in, every time I go in, every time I go in, I'm jealous. I'm a kid, I'm a kid, I'm a kid, I'm jealous. I'm a kid, I'm a kid. Welcome, everybody, to the Kid Casper podcast. I'm your gracious, beautiful, blessed, beloved, and black host, the kid that they call Casper. The KID in Kid Casper stands for that king of development. I'm that menace with the melanin. Reject me as I am, as long as he is still relevant. For those that do not know me, hi, I am the goofy kid that they call Casper. I am a Christian raptivist. Yes, rapper / activist. I love Jesus. I am super far from a pacifist. I need Jesus. Jesus does not need me. You know what I'm saying? I want Jesus, and Jesus wants me to be good and behave myself. I live my life by 1 Corinthians 16:14, which is do everything in love and let everything you do be done in love. That's why my social media is MrLeadWithLove. You know what I'm saying? GhostThreads.com. That's how we pay the bills around here and everything like that. That's how I put kibble in my dog's bowl. He's 14. Please don't let my old dog go hungry, everybody. Sign up for the Patreon. It's $2 a month. You know what I'm saying? If you have issues with me, you can give me your $2 for your 2 cents that you might last 2 minutes to pretty much disturb my time and disturb my peace. We'll see how that goes. Everybody, can I just say that I'm super happy as far as like, and those that have known and been paying attention to my journey for a while, I'm super happy that I've gotten into this space, not only as a content creator, as an activist, uses my content to create awareness and to spark conversation, to seek nuance, seek to understand and not be understood. I have bumped into this gentleman. I guess you can't really bump into somebody through smartphones. I don't know. I mean, we were socially distancing, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure. But I hit this man up about, I would say 7 months ago. If I remember this correctly, after we were talking backstage and we were chewing on lemon pepper wings and everything back here. Y'all got to get backstage. The backstage chat is lit. You know what I'm saying? This man has been banned 12 times, if I'm not mistaken. banned 12 times. I can see you on my monitor, so you can help me out a little bit. You've been banned 12 times. Yes. Okay. 12 times he's been banned. Hacked one time and been restored. Hacked one time and restored 7. So, hey, he's been restored 7 times. That's the Lord's number, you know what I'm saying? So it just all kind of works out. Anyway, I saw this brother in DC. Y'all know I went to the March on Washington on August 28th. And I just bumped into this man after there was this other gentleman that was there, though. I think he goes by, I think he's like a Jolly Ginger or something like that. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I was taking pictures for my friends and everything like that. And I just happened to see this beautiful black man with these pretty eyes. I could not unsee these eyes. I was like, I know this man. That's Usarmylord. You know what I'm saying? So yes, everybody, I finally got him. I've been talking about him for months. For those that are in my Discord, that are within my community group, I finally got him. I tracked him down. He wasn't hiding from me. He was masked up because apparently his wife said, if that mask is down and I see any pictures of you, you are not allowed to come home, essentially. That's what Jolly said. I'm not sure how valid that is. But anyway, my guest this evening is U.S. veteran, activist, social justice warrior. You know what I'm saying? His favorite salad dressing is white fragility as well. He eats it up and he loves to just disturb the waters and get in some good trouble. Everybody, Usarmylord today. How are you doing today, sir?
What's going on, people? Hey, we're back on the grind, man. Back in there. Union gang represent. Power to the people.
That's what's up. That's what's up. First off, I already thanked you backstage and everything like that. But I wanted to say thank you for not only accepting my invitation, but being so gracious to share this space with me. Not only is this, the Kid Casper podcast, but I believe that this steps outside of being just a media market, a way to just have jovial conversation to drive up algorithms. This is a place where you can just share space together and just learn from one another. So thank you, my brother, for accepting my invitation.
Hey, anytime. I'm here to, share my journey with you. And if I can help inspire anybody, that's even more beautiful, right? So I'm here for Alliance for everyone outside that mega cult, man. We got to get together and drive for that. So appreciate you out there. Appreciate your support, guys. And if you guys got any questions, like I said, drop them in the comments. Let's talk about it.
All righty. So I told you I don't really have any questions I'd like to rehearse. I usually like to freestyle all these things, but I guess I'm just going to start off by my brother, if you could do me a favor, tell me a little bit about yourself. Give us a quick little introduction to who Usarmyoverlord is.
Okay, no worries, man. So I hail from the LBC, right, Long Beach, California. I basically, it's funny, even the way I joined the Army, right, is because if anybody remembers something called the LA riots back in the day with Rodney King, that was like the event that really made me decide to go ahead and become a soldier, because I just figured that the drama that was going on, it was just too much. So I became a soldier. Right after the LA riots, got up in there and said, hey, that's it. So really, I've been out there for 22 years, 11 months, and 4 days. That's how I kind of got the name Usarmyoverlord. Is really a hail back to my time with 1st Infantry Division when I was out here getting in with the Balkans. So that basically is back to Operation Overlord, which basically is a hail to our greatest generation when they fought against the Nazis. So a lot of Big Red 1 Infantry Division history is steeped in that battle, the Battle of Normandy. So I kind of grabbed that name as my moniker and rode with it. I retired back in 2016, and it was still a lot of drama here, a lot of drama going on. So really, 2020 was a very dark year for a lot of us, and that's really when my activism started. I was always kind of like this, you keep your head down, man, things will get better, but we knew that wasn't what was happening out here. So really, with the death of Ahmaud Arbery, that was already kind of bringing me out. And then really what sealed the deal was the death of George Floyd. I knew at that point, just like I knew I would become a soldier, or I knew I would marry my wife, I knew that I would spend the rest of my life being an activist, being a social justice warrior. And so that's pretty much my thing. And really, a couple of days from now, is my 1 year of me coming out with my video with the Undertaker theme. I can see you here, or here, right? So that's kind of like what kind of blew me up on social media. And then my boy Jolly Good Ginger, who knew, right, how the universe brought us together. Turns out we was in, Iraq and Afghanistan at the same time. And then it was during the insurrection that we found out we were neighbors. Like he's like 7 minutes from me right now. So that was just kind of cool how destiny lined up. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. And here I am. Power to the people.
Alrighty. Now I can't wait to pick your brain and just dive in a lot deeper into I guess like your story and everything like that. But my second question is for my 3 questions I always have prepared for all my guests. And yes, I ask literally. First off, have you taken the time to like get to know my content or like check out like how I do these things around here?
Nope. I just jump in, story of my life, man. Get thrown in cold, man. We figure out, get thrown in the deep end, right? Story of my life.
Gotcha. So my next question is for my grilling questions and trying to figure out if I'm gonna like you as a respectable person or not, is if you had to pick your favorite Disney princess, what Disney princess would that be?
A princess?
Yes, sir.
I don't even know if I can name. Man, Disney princess, huh? Oh, I couldn't even tell you, man.
Everybody gets this. When I say everybody gets this, everybody gets this.
I mean, I think, let me see. The last time I seen one, man, I normally watch that stuff with the kids, my kids sometimes, maybe watch a couple of cool ones, but I don't have one off the top of my head, right?
You know
I think maybe I do, but I don't know her whole story, so I just don't. Yeah.
Grateful's as dog says you had a young daughter long ago. Think deep. So you're unfortunately you are not getting out.
The ice queen now, right? So she wasn't really about a lot of that, man. I mean, we did watch like Frozen and stuff like that, you know. My last princess movie though. Oh, let me think. Yeah, Disney. I'm more of a sci-fi guy. Hey, I appreciate you. If I guess I have to pick somebody, I guess I would go with Aladdin, right? Ain't she a princess? Isn't the guy
that would be Jasmine? From
there we go. Let's go with Jasmine. Let's go with Jasmine, right? Yeah, let's go with her. Let's go with her.
Good.
I like her. I like her style.
That's hilarious, man.
And if you got me to pinch, man, I got to go with Jasmine.
Hey, I told you there's only a few things I actually rehearsed on here, and I feel like this is going to be essentially the same thing. But I don't like to assume anything, and I don't like to put anybody in a box. So if you had to pick a starter 6 Pokemon set, you got to pick 6 Pokemon. What 6? I'm a nerd, brother. I'm
hold on. Now I don't know about 6, but I'm gonna take Pikachu because I got Pikachu because I used to play what the hell's that game, man? For the Wii. Smash Brothers. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh, we're gonna be best friends.
His attack move, that where you can see it comes in, it comes out with it. Oh, I love that, man. I'm all over that Pikachu, right? Now I can't tell you much about the other ones because I really wasn't into that, I had, but hey, yeah, I'm with that though. Pikachu, man, gonna be my main guy. So whoever he cool with, I guess I'm down bad to ask any other ones, but I know Pikachu.
Gotcha. Somebody's helping you out, brother Roy.
Yeah, well, hey, bring him on in there too. Yeah, all the rest of them. Yeah, bring all of them in.
Charizard. Help this brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Help me out, guys. Y'all, there you go. Get him in there because I'm cool with
Jigglypuff. Okay, so you got 4 right now. Come on, we need 2 more.
Hey, will somebody help me out, Mod Squad? Get me in there, man. My last 2.
That's funny. Well, if she started it, oh my goodness. And we got they leaving you hanging. You need 2 more. Oh, Mewtwo.
Man, they spelled that wrong. Kids, man, they might come through.
Hey,
even though they're more into like the 7 deadly sins and all that type of stuff. Even though
I mean, like I don't know if you could put them in a Pokeball. I mean, it'd probably scare the children, possibly. I mean, they would have to change the rating of Pokemon. I'm not sure. And you got what? And you spelled Mewtwo wrong, but that's okay. God still loves you. That's all right. We don't spell check when we get into heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it happens, man. It happens. So that's how it's gonna be.
Come on now. Come on, folks. Y'all got it. I'll give you a 6. I'll pick a cool one. Lucario. We'll give you Lucario for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I have no idea.
How you gonna yell at Roy to come up with the sixth one and he was just trying to help out? My goodness, that's not even close to right.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, my brother, I one of the reasons I want to bring you on here was right around the time I started season 2 of my podcast, and I think this was actually right after the insurrection. You know what I'm saying? I coined powdered mayonnaise for what was happening at the Capitol that day. You know what I'm saying? All the white fragility all over the place.
Rage, man. That was definitely nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I stumbled upon this video you spoke of when you came up with the dramatic Undertaker music and everything like that.
Yes.
I was like, he is a character. And this is me just getting into TikTok. I realized I kind of enjoy it a little bit more than I probably should, but TikTok has allowed me to be able to meet some of the best people I've ever met, interview some of the best people I've ever met, essentially. And I stumbled onto you, brother. I was like, I gotta talk to him. I gotta talk to him.
Somebody asked me who's my favorite Star Trek captain. That's Captain Sisko. All day, baby. I got much love for Sisko. Deep Space Nine, man, is my favorite of the original series.
So. Oh, right. I grew up on Star Wars personally, so I don't know anything.
I do both.
I don't know anything about Star.
I do anything sci-fi. I do it all, man. I love sci-fi. Gotcha. I got dark Lord Vader's lightsaber downstairs, man. So
oh, nice.
Yep. I paid that cheddar for that bad boy. I still got it, man. I wore the dark side. I keep it. I keep it with me. So you never know, man. Sometimes you got to break it out.
Absolutely. Who knows when you gotta make somebody you gotta humble somebody.
That's it, man. You gotta fry them fake patriots up, man.
Exactly. So one thing that we talked a little bit about this backstage and a little bit when we're bringing the podcast up is I want to give an opportunity for you to essentially tell your story. So I'm curious. I don't know your actual name. You don't have to share that in this space. That's completely up to you. We can use code names, whatever you want to do. But tell me about a young U.S. Army Lord, whatever you went by. You could have
call me Rig. All right,
you call you Rig. Okay,
all my peoples in the real world call me Rig.
Okay, bet. So tell me about a young Rig as far back as you can remember, as far as childhood. Tell me a little bit about your story, man. Start back as far back as you can remember.
Okay, well, let's kick it. So listen, man, I grew up, like I said, LBC, man. My youngest memories are really just being out in California, up on Lewis Street. So rough out here, man. When you talk about you hear Snoop talking about that East Side LBC, man, that's it. I grew up in the East Side LBC out here in the concrete jungle. So 2442 Pasadena Avenue, man, was my first. Got up in there and I really started getting my memories there. But rough, right? Because we was a couple of black families breaking into this white neighborhood, and the reception was quite as you would expect, right? They was like, "Hey, N-word, you bringing down the property value." So rough times, man. I think I went to Hughes Junior High. My mom had this great idea that sounded good in her mind that sent me to a mostly white school up in Bixby Knolls, and it was absolute hell, right? Rough out there. So fighting career took off, man. A lot of craziness, but I came from my mom was basically a backdoor slave, sharecropping up in Mississippi. Holding it down. Pops was in the wind, right? Gangster slash truck driver. So, and he did more of that. We never used our real names, man. Pops was always, man, brutal, man, ruthless out there, man. He was, rough. So when I seen him maybe once a year, finally, like I said, I had my best friend growing up, man. He was like my best friend from second grade. We went through thick and thin together. And really after the LA riots, like I said, for me, I was over it. I just didn't, I had to question everything that I believed at that point. I was just tired, man. I'm tired of drama. I didn't realize how dysfunctional my life was. I thought everybody was in the hood, man. I thought everybody was, had that rough life, man, and had seen drive-bys and just really just a, hardened life coming up. So it wasn't hard for me to join the military, really becoming a soldier. That's what I did. That was like the big start for me, becoming a soldier. So that's really what kind of had me break out of that. Like I said, I was just a sci-fi, geek when I was younger. I still love space, right? I wanted to be an astronaut. I still have my book for the Challenger, and everyone knows the heartbreak hotel that happened with the Challenger, right? I still have that book. But watching it blow up, man, with the first um, astronaut on there, the first teacher who was going to be an astronaut. Tough stuff, But look where we are now with the space program, man. I think right now, even tonight, they're launching a complete civilian crew into space. So I think we've come a long way with the space race. But yeah, I just became, like I said, I became a soldier, man. That's really like my whole change. I kind of grew up as a soldier. I came in really at 19, you know, um, May 27th, 1993. I became a soldier and really I stayed that course, man, for 22 years, 11 months and 4 days, 5 operational deployments. And yeah, my life hasn't really been the since. I kind of knew it was going to be a one-way trip when I became a soldier, because I would come back on leave and I was just like, yeah, there's no way I'll come back to the hood, man. I love California, but I hate the hood, right? I hate that life.
So there's something that I heard you say when you were explaining that before you joined the military, you kind of always like carried yourself as a soldier. Did that mindset come from, and you said that you lived in California at the time of the LA riots? Did
hmm
the environment itself, you trying to, well, not trying, you had to essentially as survival tactics to survive in this environment, do you think that helped shape, I guess, like your mind in some way, shape, or form for the military by chance?
yes. Um, Really, it was training, right? Because I mean, I already had been in gunfights. I've already had seen people get killed. Had horrible runs-ins with the cops. Hated the police because they were just, LAPD. We knew how crooked they were, and really, like Rodney King, kind of made everything blow up here. With or with George Floyd, how it blew up here. That's what Rodney King was back in California, because people didn't know about Tasha Harlins or the Samoan brothers who had got shot like 32 times. LAPD had been doing a lot of dirt for like 2 years, and this was just like the final straw with that. So yeah, the hood basically, I said the army is hard, but the hood was always harder, always more unfair. So it was kind of like a step up for me. I remember my recruiter was like, "Hey man, you going to war?" I like, "That's cool though, but I get a gun though, right?" Because I've been in firefights without a gun. It sucks. So I was already ready, man. I was a recruiter's dream. I was ready to go.
It's funny that you speak of and so I have a brother that I think he served, if I'm not mistaken, 8 years in the army as well.
hmm
And he talks about, one of the things that we talked about on the podcast when we discussed how, and even you even touched to it a little bit as well when you said you were a recruiter's dream. Do you feel like, and there's a question I guess I could pose to you, sir, is do you feel like, given these environments and everything like that, that is somehow a part of like the recruiters like strategy to pick certain areas where it's like either, as you described, as a war zone, in a sense you had to get in gunfights with or without guns, in a sense? Do you feel like, as you even though you said it was a recruiter's dream, do you think that it's a thing as far as like a standard or a recruitment
Yeah, you're
tactic
gonna
across the
have
board?
recruiters, right, where you have to go, right? You're gonna go where you're gonna get motivated people, but it's
Mhm.
always that two-edged sword, right? It's when the war is on, they lower the bar a lot, right? They may waive felonies, they may waive all because they need people, they need bodies, right? Because remember, this is a volunteer army. Only less than 1% of Americans serve, so you got to have people there, right? You're gonna have some people. One thing about the army, we're the biggest of all the branches, and the army is really like a microcosm of our society. So you're gonna have all kind of people in there. People who criminals who probably just ain't got caught yet. Doctors, lawyers, man, want to be politicians. Scoundrels. You're gonna have that whole mix in there. Trying to go through, and the army just kind of tears you down, and then you got to make that transition. That's the biggest thing. But recruiting, yeah, it's gonna be. It's all depends on that ebb and flow of how the wartime effort is going.
Gotcha. And I think this is the first time in my experience, and just in my experience in living life, this is the first time I've actually met somebody that lived in LA at the time for the LA riots, what happened with Rodney King and everything like that. If you don't mind, this is completely up to you, sir. Because I don't want to at the risk of re-triggering you by any means, by any chance, or you know what I'm
No,
saying?
we're
I just want to be
Hey,
sensitive.
no
So
triggers for me tonight. We're good.
I like at the end of the day, even though there are people watching, I like to protect my panelists at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So nothing is what's the word? Nothing is good enough for me to drive up views if it's touching on touchy subjects for people. So yeah. So if you don't mind, my brother, with your permission, can you talk to me a little bit? First off, how old were you when the Rodney King happened?
So I was a senior in high school, probably like
Okay.
17, I want to say 17-ish, about to be 18. So look, like I told you, there's been a buildup really for 2 years. So if you want to talk
Okay.
about Rodney King, you got to really talk about that whole 2 year period because there's been things that was building up.
You told me we got time, so I'm
So we
willing to
do,
listen.
we do.
All
So
right.
guys look up like Latasha Harlins, right? She was a young black girl, teenager that got shot in the back of the head by a Korean store owner, right? The store owner accused her of stealing, and she cussed the store owner out and threw some change in her face and had the orange juice or whatever was walking out the store. The Korean store owner reached behind the counter, grabbed the gun, and shot the girl in the back of the head. Police gave the Korean store owner a year probation, right? Imagine that, man. You murder a kid on camera, a year probation. So, it was just this is the type of stuff that was going on, man. The resentment and the hatred that was building, man. Everyone knew, America was racist as hell, right? This is how it is. This is the American experience if you're black in this country. And so, the Samoan brothers, man, they got shot like 35 times, and because the cops was in fear for their life. Like, man, how the hell you shoot some people 35 times? Yes, Samoans are big, but 35 times, man, it was just such overkill. And the LAPD had a horrible reputation. So really, I was in high school when everything set off, and I never forget it, man. We was like, we finally caught him, man. We finally caught him on tape, man, because they had the messages. They were talking about all the gorillas in the mist, such racist damn transcripts. I'm like, we finally caught these mugs, man. Finally caught them. The same thing that NWA with them was rapping about, man, with the F the police, right? It was the whole. We finally caught these boys red-handed, beating this dude to death, and practically beat him to death. And when they beat the charge, man, I just like, oh man, here we go, dude. I just knew it was going down. I seen like the old people crying, man. And I was going to school that morning. And I remember grabbing some damn ice cream from the store. I was like, man, it's pretty damn good ice cream. I'm gonna come back and get some. Right. That never happened, right? Because we got to school and it was just on, man. You knew it was going down, man. You knew it was going down. I was sitting in, I think, my English class or something, and I heard some people run through the hall yelling, "Kill all the white people." I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, it's going down, man." And so I remember my teacher, man. She's bust out crying, man. And I was like, "Hey, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna let nothing happen to you, right?" It's like, you don't have to worry about anything. You black. Let me tell you something, lady. When the killing starts and the bullets start flying, them Browns don't care about what color you are, right? They don't care. And so they wind up canceling our track meet. They canceled the football game. We let out about noon. They let everybody go home. But it was already going down, man. Mobs were already forming in the street. They was like, it's going down, man. It's going down. And then that night, man, sure as hell, man, I started watching stuff burn down. Right. I mean, I seen, that little store I went into. I was watching it from the TV, man, like Channel 7 News, right? Because hey, this is way before you had any type of like cell phone technology. We had like maybe car phones at the time, and only rich people had that, you know. And so we're watching on the news, man. And I ran outside, man, sure enough, helicopter overhead, man, and all hell broke loose, man. It would just so happen that the Crips and Bloods, two major gangs in California, had a truce going on. And so them boys said, hey, they like, forget that, man. We're going to put that work in together. I think that was like one of the first times I dialed 911 and it was off the hook. Useless. You pick up the phone, it was just connected. Like I said, we didn't have no cell phones. You had to still, they They was still rotary dialing, but we had the little cool touchtone dial at that point, but it was off the hook. 911 was done. So police fell back. 3 days of anarchy, right? 3 days of anarchy. So people was looting, going crazy, but that's not who I was, right? So I kind of stayed. I listened to my mom for once to stay home with her, try to make sure we could protect the house as much as we can. But I don't even think she was armed. I think she may have had a 38 at the time, but she wasn't, she wasn't really showing me that at the time. And but it was just nuts. I remember I was outside after curfew. I had my little Sega Genesis, right? I'm a video gamer, right? So I had my little Genesis with like 5 little games, Altered Beast and some other ones. And I remember a car pulled up behind me and the lights was off. So I'm thinking, damn, it's a drive-by, man. So I'm getting ready to take off running. Big old spotlight light me up. All I hear is freeze. Man, I turn around. There's 4 FBI agents out, right? They got the MP5s with the lasers on, man, the damn reversible clip. I'm like, damn, them guns are, hold up, though. They pointing at me. I'm like, hey, hold up, man. I ain't no looter, man. I'm cool, dude. I was like, hey, I got a backpack. I got a Sega Genesis in here. I started thinking about the games, but they had the full, I seen the FBI Kevlar, FBI bulletproof vests. Them boys they was coming out heavy, man. And they was like, get the hell out of here. And so I just took off, man, because they wasn't arresting nobody, man. They just flexi cuff you to a curve and let some snatch grab team come and get you, man. So it was nuts, man. It was nuts. So I just kind of knew, man, after that, all the drama going on, it was just a hellish time, right? So many people out there, man, they called out the National Guard, man, and people was like, man, you guys got to get inside. I'm telling people, yeah, man, listen, do not try to go against the guard, man. You may have a shotgun or a 9mm. Them boys got weapons of war. I said, your M16 will eat you up, man. I'm like, don't do it, man. Anybody got beef, man? You got to do not fight the guard, man. And so some people learn the hard way, though. They try to run National Guard checkpoints and got smoked. And that's just the way it was, man. But I knew, and one thing that kind of saved us too is everyone knew we had a shooting range in Poly, but they didn't know that, those guns was locked. Well, you can't, and they like little 22s. And we had like drill rifles we had. But everybody thought we had them old M14s or whatever. They figured we were some kind of soldiers, and they didn't sweat us, right? When things got ugly, a lot of people went there kind of like for shelter before school kind of got let out. But yeah, after that, man, it was like I said, dark times, man, dark times, and that was pretty much. I remember sitting on the bus, man. I never forget the day I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I was sitting on the bus. I think I tried to go work some damn job in a restaurant. It was just terrible, man. Peanuts everywhere. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I stayed there for probably and I worked a lot of odd men jobs but I might have stayed there 2 hours, man. And I was just like, they was talking stupid, man. I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I took off my stuff and just walked away. I didn't ask for no money. I didn't do nothing. Just got on the damn bus. And I was like, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm a soldier. And I said, I never look back. So.
Gotcha. So this is okay. So you said senior in high school. So you're about what, 17, 18 at this time?
Yep.
And then you said you enlisted at 19.
Yep.
I feel like everybody's story is different. When we're talking about what is it called? Basic training, everything like that. Tell us about what basic was like for you. Coming from, like I said, and you said that you were in a lot of ways you were
I was already ready, man.
Hood,
I was already
ready. Talk to us a little bit about basic training for you, brother.
So things was cool for me because you gotta understand, I did JROTC in high school, right? So I already knew the general orders. I knew how to march, man. I was kind of cool.
For context purposes, what is JROTC? I think you said.
So it's like Junior Reserve Officer Training.
Okay,
gotcha.
It's
basically just making you a better citizen, right? But depends on what branch you go into, you can get, rank in that branch. And if you did it through college, right, they just knock the J off and then it's ROTC. And so, or Roxy. And then if you finish that, you get your degree, you can come back in as an officer, stuff like that. So it's really just it's kind of like a miniature program, right? The things you learn there can translate over very well though. Right. If you're good with the things, learning how to, march and your general orders and chain of command, stuff like that. So that was kind of like my leg up. So basic training for me was kind of crazy. Understand I never really traveled that much. So we got down there, and of course they was all over me, man. Talking trash, drill sergeant. I mean, we had like a little small, little short, little drill sergeant with a jerry curl, and she was just cussing her little butt off, man. She was laying in to people, and so I made the fatal mistake of laughing, right? Because I'm like, man, come on, that girl, come on. And so they was on me. Like drill sergeant, I don't know where the hell they came from. Like 3 of them on each side of me, man, giving me the business, man. Oh, you think something funny there? Huh? I bet you little, because they knew I was from California, so it was already, hey, you a gangster, you this and this and this. Oh, we got something for you, gangster. So they was giving me like front back goals, right? They're smoking the hell out you. It's like 100 degrees outside. And so, you getting smoked, doing push-ups, man, on your back. They was tag teaming me. They tag teamed me so hard. But even before this, she really had humiliated me because she grabbed we had to dump our duffel bags, right? And she just grabbed my underwear and was like, look at this. She's like, look at this shit, man. It just mushed it on me, man. She was all over me, man. She was all over me. And so, look, they smoked me so bad, the guy behind me threw up. And that's what kind of say. Listen, I was still in shape though. So
it wasn't the whiff of the undies. It was just they were like,
yeah, it was. He
like,
was just watching me doing the front back goals and all of that, man. But listen, I was still in top shape, man. I was track and field, man. I was in top shape, man. So I could take a smoking, man. But I was learning. Okay, I learned my ropes, man. But listen, he threw up, and then that was it. They left me alone, right? They left me alone because who the hell gave him permission to throw up, right? So they was on him. They was on him. So he got smoked for a while, man. I recovered, man. And I learned then you got to blend in, dude. You got to blend in. You can't be a superstar and you can't be an F up. All right. So I just blended in. I got in there, bad boy, man. They seen I could march. They gave me a little squad leader. I just kept my little squad together and I didn't try to showboat. I just kind of like had it in there. But really, basic training AIT was a blur for me, to be honest with you. I did basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And then I went to Fort Bliss. Ah, yes. And nothing bliss about it. This is El Paso, Texas. I did my AIT out there, my advanced individual training, because I decided to shoot down planes, right? That's kind of like what I did. And so because I figured Air Force was my first choice, but I didn't have meet the requirements to become a pilot. But I love aircraft, right? So I was like, when I joined the Army, they gave me a little extra rank. And I was like, you know what? I want to shoot them down. They tried to make me a mechanic. I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm going to shoot down planes, man. So I became a stinger. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I tell you, man, I didn't even know you got paid, honestly. I didn't know jack about it. I had no idea you got paid, right? So I just figured in training, you just had to train because you was getting 3 hots in the cot. So I figured, I ain't nobody paying us, man. I didn't even ask about it, man. I think the first time that I realized who was getting paid was, I think my mom had set me up an account, man. And I had an ATM card, but I never used it. I had no idea how ATM cards work. And so my homeboy was in the airport, and he put this ATM in the machine. Got mine like, man, how the hell you get money out of there, man? He was like, dude, we've been getting paid for this, right? I was like, hell no, but I had banked up all that little bit of cash I had, man. So I pulled me out 300. Man, I was on cloud 9, man. Got me like a NES, man. Got me a little Nintendo system, man, and I was doing it, man. I was doing it. So good times, man. But I tell you, my first major change came when I got to Fort Carson. When I got to Fort Carson, Colorado, that's when things started to set in. I'm like, there's something missing, man. There's something missing. I was there, and then I realized when I went to the range, there was no shooting. There was absolutely no shooting on the base. There was nothing. Fort Carson itself was just quiet, man. It was a quiet base. I was just like, what's this, right? Because that's when I started to realize how dysfunctional my life was. Because shooting, people getting smoked, man, that's just how it went, right? That was just normal. So really, the Army in the tragic way, man, was a kind of a step up for me.
Sound like it was chaos, but it was structure in a sense.
Yes,
the way you're describing it.
Exactly, and that's what you need, man. When you're young, man, they give you that structure, right? They tell you, hey, what to believe in. This is what you do, soldier. This is how you go do it, and that's what you do. You do it. You get out there, and I threw myself at the process, right? Because I kind of knew that I kind of knew what it was gonna be, right? I knew it was gonna be what it was. So I just said, wherever this journey take me, man, I was gonna do it willingly. because I knew that, you had to be ready for war. A lot of people came for the college money, and yes, I got college money too, but it's just what it is, right? So this is it.
Gotcha. A question I have on the subject of, I guess, like your military, pay no attention to Joe Biden in the comments.
Oh,
I got
hey,
monitors.
that's why I got mods. You want to mod? If you need to mod up some of my mods, man, they're thunderclapping for you. Give them a
Oh,
wrench,
okay.
man.
Which one should I look at? Is it hot sauce or is it
Yeah,
Roy?
you can
Which
get
one's the
hot sauce
spicy
or
one?
Roy Miles, any one of them. Give them a wrench, man. They'll deal with that. They'll deal with that Biden perpetrator. Listen, see, I show no quarter. I show no quarter to MAGA, man. I crush them. Anywhere they know that you come in my live, you get thunderclap. Anything for Lord Trump, and I'm a lot rougher though. But because you're a man of faith, I'm gonna keep it PG-13.
Look, brother. I grew up in the jungle now. You know what I'm saying? The church is the greenhouse. I tell people all the time, I'm good in the jungle. Yes. I grew up in the jungle.
Yeah, grateful dog. Yeah, she got you too. She a thunderclap too. These are my mods, man. They come through. Yeah, they put them out of here.
All right, cool.
MAGA hurting right now. We're drinking a lot of conservative tears because they got crushed in Cali. And so they're trying to, the fake patriots are trying to do something down here on the 18th. So they're kind of riled up again, thinking Lord Trump will come back.
Oh Lord, oh man, they waiting for Trump to come back before Jesus to come back. Ain't that a shame?
That's it, man. I hear about there, man, praying to white Jesus, man. How the heck you gonna think Trump's a Christian? I'm like, he has more Antichrist values than anything. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is out here.
That's hilarious. That's wow. So a question I asked, and I didn't really get the chance to see if you possibly talked about this in your content, because brother, you just been getting banned all the time. Yes. Like, can you I mean, I know you get in good trouble, but like, can you stay long enough so I can get familiar with the catalog? That'd be great.
Hey, that's why I'm on Twitch now, though. I'm on Twitch, guys. So that way, if you want to see I'm on there twice a day. I try to stay there twice a day sometimes, but yeah, I'm on Twitch.
We on Twitch. We on Twitch right now too. I'll send you the link of the Twitch stream. You know what I'm saying? He said hot sauce said I've been.
See, we gotta coordinate, dude. We gotta coordinate, man. I could have did a raid. To here, man. Oh man. So next time we're gonna do a raid. We'll do a friendly raid to your channel, man. That way I bring all my viewers to you, man. And we tag team, man. We play to win.
Gotcha. I'll try to see if I can find the Twitch link and I'll send that over to you real quick. And then I don't know if that'll help at all, but anyway. So one of the questions that I guess I was looking to find as far as the answer goes within your content is, I've always find it interesting. So a little story about me. My biological dad was in the Air Force. My biological grandfather was in the Army. I have brothers and sisters that are, blood and chemical to me. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really make a difference to me. That have served in the military, but they look like us. Talk to me a little bit about what that is like being, a black man in America, but also being in the military. Did you have to reconcile that at all while you were active? What was that like for you while you were serving?
Great question. So one of the main arguments I got from my people in the hood, man, it was like, man, you could go join the white man's army, right? And I was telling them, like, dude, if you could tell me a job that we can do where we don't deal, I was like, it's a white man's world, right? We make up 13% of the population, dude. So what are we gonna do? I was like, if you got a job out here that I can do that I won't be black and have to deal with that anymore, I'm all ears, right? So, luckily though, my first chain of command was pretty mixed, right? I had a black first sergeant, old Top Carter, man, hard as nails, man, from Compton, California, right? So it was good. And did you deal with racists? Yes and no, because in the military it's federalized, right? So you couldn't be really openly racist. And there had to be a lot of key ingredients. You had to have like high-ranking people who was racist and have a chain of command that's racist for you to deal with it. So they kind of had to hide it more. But did we have people that was racist? Oh yeah, we had some people that hella racist, but they couldn't really come at you like that. Once you knew your regulations and whatnot, you was better. The real thing was dealing with America though, right? In the 90s, nobody gave a damn about soldiers. So I did Cuba, came back, Bosnia, went overseas in Germany. Now that was something different. See, Germany changed everything for me. Let me tell you. In America, nobody gave a damn, right, about soldiers back then. I mean, they were still kind of like screaming baby killers and stuff at that point. But Now, when I got overseas to Germany, see, I had no idea how the Germans perceived Americans, especially Black Americans. So I went from zero to hero, my friend. Right, that was like my best experience. I tell people right now in a minute, man. He's like, "Where would you go?" Germany in a heartbeat, right? But I'm here because I'm fighting for something I believe in. I'm not going anywhere now. But Germany was an amazing experience. Now, a very tough experience because I also was with First Infantry Division. So their motto was no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. They meant every word of that. They meant every damn word of that. So I spent half my time in the field and the other time really deployed. So out of the 5 years I was in Germany, I spent at least 2.5 in the field or being deployed somewhere. And so, I dealt with a lot of drama, man. Being out there freezing cold in Bosnia. Look, I'm from Long Beach, California. I never seen snow till I joined the army. In Bosnia, it got down to like with the wind chill about -55. You're talking about absolute misery. I didn't know the planet got that cold outside the North and South Poles. I had no idea. Wind chill
Not the
factor,
planet. Not
yeah.
the planet.
Oh man, I had no idea, man. I had no idea, dude. Come on, wind chill factor didn't mean nothing in California. You kidding me? They just mean the wind blew hard. The Santa Ana came through and stirred some stuff up. But out here, Bosnia, oh my God, dude, that wind blow, you feel every bone in your body. You knew, like, dude, if I slip up, I might lose some toes, I might lose some fingers tonight. It was really like you fighting for your life, man. I realized quickly with the gear I had, you just froze to death slower, right? Being warm, forget about that. You was just freezing to death on an installment plan. And so that's how it was out there, man. And then you want to really add stuff to the mix, put 30 million landmines out there, just hanging out, right? Waiting to get you. Waiting to put you in a damn wheelchair or something. So that really was a hell of an experience. So people was like, a lot of people talk trash, so we didn't do that before Iraq. Man, please. They out their damn mind. They obviously know about, Mogadishu, right? They didn't know about any of that Haiti, right? They didn't know. That's what them clowns, they don't know nothing about that because that was before Google, right? You couldn't Google none of that back then. That was before the internet. That's why I tell people before the internet was, I am a soldier. So period. But it was, you dealt with a lot of the racism. But like I said, one thing about the military is rank trumps everything. And when you out there, if you're doing stuff, that also takes all that out of there. Because when you're in the combat, man, it's kind of hard to be still racist. I mean, you gonna have some people that you gotta be stuck on stupid because you got to depend on those people around you. When things get bad, you got to depend on the people that's with you. Now, that's not saying that everyone gonna be out there because there's some people that you didn't care if they live or died. It's straight Game of Thrones. So some people got to twist it. But like I told you, it's people from all walks of life as a soldier. So you got people out there who are straight murderers, people who are fine, upstanding, citizens, Christians, heathens, Satanists. The whole works, right? You got the whole works out there. So that's how it is.
Gotcha.
But one thing I learned from any of those deployments is you're treated differently, right? America was seen different. One thing about Cuba, when I seen people jump in the water, right? Because I was full of I was a young little Christian back then too. Man, I just love Jesus, But I was out there going hard, man, in Cuba, and really that I learned a lot from those guys, man, because we had people that was like doctors and lawyers, and you really got to see how evil communism was. How they come and snatch you up if you're not doing what they tell you to do. You have no rights, man, and people just crush you, man. How Castro, how evil he was to those people, and people just risk everything, jump in the water, man, trying to get to Florida. So a lot of stuff, man. When Bill Clinton granted them amnesty, they was like they won a lottery, jumping up and down, crying, man. Hell, they beat us back to the States, right? So it was really cool. I learned then really about what America stood for to the rest of the world at that time. So,
and there's something that you spoke of, and I heard my brother share the same sentiment when he talked about the military. Is one, it's obvious that it's there because this is a white man's world. But the sentiment that he shared with me was it's almost hard to prove that somebody's being racist because of how subtle it is. And I tell people,
Yes.
subtle racism is like a gas leak. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless the aroma is so strong or there's like a spark that takes place, it's very hard to say, oh, there's racism here or there's gas here, essentially. Can you talk about, when we're talking about like being in these spaces as Black men, you know, navigating in different spaces, in these white spaces in this country, did that have any effect on you? Like, when we're talking about
Yeah.
microaggressions, we're talking about
Listen. No, we're way past microaggressions. Let me tell you.
All right.
In Fort Leonard Wood, you know, we talk about Missouri, right? So at the end of basic training, you know, my drill sergeant was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need you guys not to go off base, right?" Now, when he talk about you guys, he was talking about us Black soldiers, right? That's what he was telling us. Like, hey, it's not really safe for you guys out there, so we don't want you guys really going off base. And so we knew, right? We knew already we couldn't go off that base because, you know, how they feel about us, right? So it was you seeing that, and I'll tell you one of my most racist experience I dealt was being out in Indiana. Now at this time, I already had been deployed, you know, 4
Wait, you said
times. Man.
Indiana?
Indiana,
Whew.
good old
God bless you.
Indiana, right? Good old Indiana, man, right? I'm gonna tell you how racist they was out there, man. You know,
And
they wouldn't even.
context wise, for what time period is this when you were in
So we're
Indiana?
talking about 2009 to 2012, right? So
Oh,
I just had got back.
2009. So you're
Yes.
telling me that racism isn't new? Okay, continue. Go ahead,
It's
sir.
still like I said, man. That's what I tell people, man. Racist is America. America racist as hell, man. Straight up and straight down. So, you know, because I was feeling hopeful, man. Honestly, I was in Iraq and voted for Obama. You know, when he got there, I was like, man. You know, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this is gonna be good, man. You know, because I'm still in Germany, right? Germany's a whole different experience. How you being treated, man? They love this over there, but coming back to America, man, I started dealing with it, right? I started seeing the real America again. Like, damn, man, back to this, right? Because my wife, she never heard any of the N word. She never heard it going down like that, man. She didn't hear that till we got back here. When we got back here, that's when I was like, oh my god. So when we got to Indianapolis, no one would rent to me at all, not any of them, because I've mostly been on base, but it was beyond that. You know, I remember that I was sending my daughter to a nice little school, and they pulled her. Like I remember after the first couple of weeks, and they was like, "Yeah, well, you know, you guys don't match the people that should be here, right? You guys are not in the right area." I'm like, "Well, hold on, man. The hotel room is like right there." He's like, "Well, yeah, you guys are in the hotel room." I'm like, "But I'm here on military orders, guy." But you could tell they was like, "Yeah, this is a school for you." And so when my daughter went to that other school, complete hood, man, fighting people, going crazy, I was like, "Oh hell, no, I ain't got time for this." So she, you know what? Fine. I had my wife find a area with nice schools because, like I said, nobody would rent to me. I had double the cash they asked for. Nobody would rent to me at all. I was like, I got something for this then. So I sent my wife, who's German, by the way, I let her go in and just came up with some story about me being in the field and whatnot. And that's how we got the place, right? Because they wouldn't rent to me, they ran to her. And so that's how we got into a decent neighborhood. And once I was in, what you go do? Throw me out? So we were good. That's how we took care of that. But they was racist as hell, man. When you know, and it was conflicted though, because you're in uniform and they'll see you like with your combat medals and stuff on, so they was torn. It's like, yeah, it's an N, but he's a patriot though. So it's kind of like you know, maybe he's not that bad, right? And so that's why I always kept my uniform on, because if you didn't have a uniform on, you just another N word, right? At least uniform, you kind of like, it gave you a little bit more status, right? So the cops wouldn't sweat you. You wouldn't be, you know, that crazy. But look, Indiana was racist as hell, and I just, you know, for me, I was over it. You know, I was really over it. When Obama got elected a second time, they cried in the streets like somebody shot their grandparents. Man, they was out there bawling in the streets. I'm like, what happened? Obama won. I was like, okay. I was like, that's it. I thought something serious had happened, right? So I had a big ass Obama sign. I'm like, man, whatever, dude. Let's go, baby. So I understand how it is to be voting behind enemy lines, right? They really try to suppress you, man. They really try to suppress you. So yeah, so you dealt with it, right? But not that much in the military, because the ones who slip up, they get weeded out because you can't really be openly racist. You gotta just kind of like, but you had it. I face it even when I went to different boards and stuff. You get played, right? People try to come at you. So, but that's America, right? This is no matter where you are in this country, we all see it. It don't matter. You can be the best basketball player on earth, right? You can be a billionaire, still in, right? This is the American way right here. America's so racist that you got Rush Limbaugh went out here preaching hate and made $600 million. Right? They hung the Medal of Freedom on that man's neck. And not one black American service member has gotten the Medal of Honor since Vietnam.
Whoa.
They got one guy up here Sergeant First Class Cash, who burned to death saving people, but they still haven't given him that yet. So he might be the only one. But we know there's people who've earned it. And this is the cold truth about America, right? This is the cold, ugly truth that we still in a very racist country. Look at what they did for Obama, man. They made this man produce a birth certificate based on a lie that he was an American citizen. And so we've seen what he put in after that. Trump was, the worst of us, man. But they stayed there because he embraced the white supremacists. And this is really why I came out swinging. This is why I tell you we're in the cold civil war because we are. I'm in this battle, man. This is the most important deployment of my life right now. I'm here for the absolute destruction of white supremacy by any means necessary, because I understand that this is where we are in the country, and they're going to use any type of tool to stay in power, and so we have to be willing to counter that. And so I'm a little different, right? I respect Martin Luther King, but guess what? He died the same way as Malcolm X did, because this is what America do to you, right? He was hated, by the way, when he was still living.
People, and I don't think we need to talk about that for a second, because people talk about, like, especially when we're dealing with like white America, they're always like, when we're in the streets or just in case a riot does happen, mind you, America wouldn't have started if it wasn't for a riot. Let's just be very clear here.
Exactly. It's our DNA.
You know what I'm saying? And so when these things would happen where the fed up does happen, you know what I'm saying? It's the straw that broke the camel's back. We saw that, as you just alluded to, with the LA riots. In my state of Maryland, the Baltimore riots with Freddie Gray, the assassination of Freddie Gray. You name it, Mike Brown, all these names, you can name it. The first thing that you hear uttered from white America's lips is, well, you got to do it like Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King did it the right way. And I'm like, but y'all still shot him. So maybe if he had a Pepsi, maybe he wouldn't have
beat the hell out of them. And beat the hell out of them, right? It ain't like they was happy. Listen, I'm not giving up no free ass whoopings. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not. Like I said, I'm a soldier. And so I understand that violence is necessary sometimes. It's ugly. It's terrible. It shouldn't be that way. But this is how it is. And so I tell people, man, I want peace, but I'm prepared for war. That's just how it is. And I just think that we've given these guys way too much of a pass. Look at how the Black Lives Matter protesters were treated last year, right? Trump weaponized the FBI to get trumped up charges on them. And they let these guys go out here and desecrate our monuments out here. Attack the Capitol. Our Capitol building has not been sacked like that since the War of 1812. Open humiliation, man. They let Mill Team 6 run up in here with that treasonous Confederate flag. That's why I burned them up on site, by the way. So if you guys acquire a flag, just hit me up. I'll show y'all how to deal with that. Because MAGA stay mad. Probably one of the reasons why they really try to ban me. Because I burn that Confederate flag up every time I get a hold of it. I burn it straight the hell up, man. Let them know, man. I have zero tolerance for white supremacy now, man. I'm really here for the straight eradication of white supremacy. Because I believe that everything that's foul in this country comes from white supremacy. It runs counter to what America really is supposed to stand for. It's from our diversity. It really gives us our strength. But these guys just can't let go of it, right? They're still stuck on the hay. They want to dominate something. And I'm kind of over that. So this is where we are. This is where we are with it.
Gotcha. So one thing that you talked about the atmosphere, the climate, in a sense, from Obama being elected a second time. I've talked to maybe 2 military members, especially, I've talked about maybe 3 now since I've been on this this stage in my ministry, in my crusade in this lane of activism, in a sense, when we're talking about the atmosphere changed when the office went from Obama to, I don't like saying his name, 45. You know what I'm saying?
Diaper Don.
Yeah, that my Cheeto head, as my auntie likes to call him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the environment, because I think you said you were active until what, 2016, correct, sir?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I retired under Obama, so thank God.
Okay. So you weren't. So were you able to see the change of command by chance?
What, to Trump?
To Trump while you were in the service?
No, I beat Obama out of office. That was by design. I did not want anything to do with the rest of that. And my time was up. Believe me, I was miserable my last 3 years. I was ready just to get to the finish line, get out, get done. After 5 deployments, man, you kind of really burned out with the whole military thing. So I was really over it, man, in a major way. And plus, I came back here and seen people didn't even deploy. You know, you tell me I've been out here, man, 5 times, man. In the last 20 years, I've been sitting here camping out. No, man, no. So I was a little salty.
If you don't mind talking about, so what you said that you went, you said people were pretty much camping out. Do you want to, I guess, if you wanted to dive into that a little bit, what do you mean when you talk about you
So
end up
there's
having
people,
to go?
yeah,
Okay.
there's people, right? It depends on your MOS, depends on luck of the draw. There's people who just never got a chance to deploy, right? They just been kind of hanging out. And don't get me wrong, man. If you stay, especially if you stay back here at the Pentagon, it's Game of Thrones. The politics are absolutely unreal in this area. So it's a whole different type of combat. But people, you know, who didn't have to do that, they just didn't. And so it was a lot of disdain kind of back and forth because they talk to you crazy. And because I was just a master sergeant at the time. And here you got to be like Congress or 4-star or better, if you know. So they try to really play you. Unfortunately for them, though, I was in something called sanctuary, so they couldn't do nothing to me. Right? I was basically just here to do my time and then clock out. I knew my last day, my retirement was locked in. I couldn't be promoted or demoted. Right, so that was just it. So I was there to do my time and leave. I really had enough of the army at that point. So that's where kind of some of the tension was, right? But I was just kind of over it. I really was, man. Just being out here, just like I said, really, Afghanistan was just totally useless for me. It was out of all my deployments, man. I've just felt the most that we really didn't get nothing done. It was a complete waste of money. You know, there was so much open corruption there. I was like, this is a waste of time and money, man. We knew that this will happen. There was no way it's gonna be sustainable. But I had to do it because I need to retire. You couldn't rock the boat, you know, hey, watch your lane. So that's what I did. I watched my lane. And I just let it be. But a lot of difficult adjustment coming back from that. So I was kind of like, you know, a mess, suffering from PTSD at the time, you know, not being having it treated, you know, just it was ridiculous. So that kind of blew up in my life in other ways. But it's always that two-edged sword because they use that against you, right? Especially if you come from combat arms, man. Any excuse, man, they come and try to take your weapons away. You know, you're a ticking time bomb. They try to treat you like this, right? So you have to really learn to be guarded. You know, you tell everybody what they want to hear. You try to, you know, deal with stuff the best way you could. So it was really just a dirty system, and I really resented it because VA make you go back and like keep begging for stuff you should have been getting already. You know, and so that's just kind of like, you know, you have a lot of that rage in you from all these deployments, and then mothers come out here like, hey man, you want nothing but to cook. I was like, you care? Bring it then, dude. I got something to cook. Fake patriots, man, my specialty. Serve it with a side of conservative tears. So, but listen, we watch these guys go back to openly being racist, right? Even in the military. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Um, Let me tell you how I got to go to the White House because I don't know if you know about that story, but I'll share that story with you. Um, I left basically from Afghanistan. When I came back to active duty, um, within 6 months, I went from Afghanistan to the White House. And let me tell you how I got up in there. There was a detail that was opened up for people to go there because they give out the Medal of Honor. And that's like, listen, the Medal of Honor is the best. That's the highest award you can get in the military. So it's really a damn big deal. Very few people are around to see that ceremony live. And it's a very, very, you know, elite thing. So they asked for volunteers. And, you know, one of the white guys, man, that was there was like, no, I ain't going up there. You know, Obama's a damn Muslim and he's not even an American citizen. I was like, WTF? Hey, I was like, I'll go. I got you. Bought a brand new damn Class A uniform right there on the spot. I bought some dress blues, man. A couple hundred, man. With that, bought that stuff right there on the spot. Went and got fitted, man, at the Pentagon. did the little background check, and I was there within a week, man, watching. I was like, Obama was like right there, walking past me to give this guy a Medal of Honor. And best Monday ever, right? But this idiot was listening to Rush Limbaugh, right? You listen to Rush Limbaugh, that whole day, Rush Limbaugh was just, you think he said think about Obama giving out the Medal of Honor? No, he just said he was the first gay president. All that type of stuff going on, man. So that's why I tell him, hey, Rush, sleep well in hell. Take Ashley Babbitt with you. No quarter, man, for these white supremacists, man. None. And if they feel bad about it, they can join them, right? Because I'm over it. I'm over the white supremacy. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done, trying to coddle with these fools, man. They will get what they get in this cold civil war at this point. I've reached my breaking point. I'm just like, you know what? Now it's game on. So it's my goal to see the absolute destruction of the Republican Party. As long as they stay lined up with these white supremacists, I'm here for their destruction. I'm here for all of it. They should be drugged in jail. Freaking Steve Bannon, he should be dragged off into the nearest jail, right? Because these are treasonous monsters, man, that want to destroy our whole democracy because the worst president in American history didn't get, didn't let this man in here and try to overthrow our country. So people just don't understand, man. They talk about that, but they have no idea how dark civil war is, right? Remember that whole time I was telling you about going through Bosnia and whatnot? That's what we was watching. We was watching the fall of those Balkan nations. When you out here and your backyard is turned to minefields, and we sitting there with tanks parked in this farmer's backyard. This is what civil war brings. Right? People were shooting at each other. They didn't even know why they was killing them. They was just like, hey, they had to check your ID card to see who to smoke. Right? It's because this is how it is when you ethnically cleansing people, when you're doing all this dark stuff that the hell that war brings. And so most of these fools that sit back and talk about, oh yeah, we go overthrow the government, they have no idea, man. They have no idea. Clearly, they don't want to take a shot, man. How they go operate an NBC environment when you got chemicals out here that can kill you within seconds, right? Unless you're inoculated. So come on, man. They have no idea the hell that's out there. And so this is where we are as a country. I never thought that we'd be in a point where it would be like, civil war until, Trump got up in here, man. And in 2020, it was the first time I'm like, man, you know what? Okay, time to prepare. It's time to be ready, man. Because if these fools take it here, I'm definitely going to hold it down for mine. I'm going to do my part. So it's unfortunate that we're here, but we're here. And I don't think it ends with Trump now because they open the door up. By letting this man get away with insurrection, the door is wide open for the rest of the occultists to be out here. So we have to purge them from power in this country to win the civil war, the cold civil war, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
I hope I wasn't doing too much rambling.
No, you're good, brother. This is, hey man, my podcast. You said you grew up in the church at some point. My podcast get a little Pentecostal up in here, so don't feel bad, brother. You good? Good. There's one thing that I've learned I've learned, I guess, very early in my life, and that's when and I think this is just me one being a black man in America, but especially getting saved and finding Jesus in my life is never putting too much faith in something that is man-made. And when I say that is like, okay, so I'm politically agnostic. I don't bang with the elephants or the donkey. My lines is to the lion and the lamb. You know what I'm saying? I can't really because both of them are crooked in some way, shape, or form.
The Democrats are more shush about it. The Republicans are openly racist, right? So we get it. The two-party system is kind of trash. But listen, they on the hook too, because I'm like, hey, Manchin, we can get him out of there. Cinema, get her out of there. If they don't pass these voting rights acts, get them out of there. And I've never been a Republican or a Democrat, and I probably never will be unless I have to run for office or something. But I've always been independent because I've never really jived with either one of them. I supported both at one time. I supported Bush, but now I could never see myself ever voting Republican again, man, because they've fallen such a dark place. So I'm just here to finish them off, honestly.
Gotcha. I think for me, it's and this is why, and I think that I'm kind of curious to pick your brain about this because you spoke on it a little bit earlier. You said you was deployed, and you saying like, oh, I used to just love Jesus and everything like that. Don't if you know what? I'm gonna ask these questions. You said I could ask you essentially anything.
You can't ask me anything. It's all. Hey, the floor is open.
I'm curious. So what was it for you that I guess you said you used to love Jesus, or I guess like used to have a relationship with Christ?
All right. Well, hey, buckle up, my friend. Buckle up. All right. So, look, man. Y'all came in. Listen, I was a Christian rapper, dude. I had a little Christian rap group, man. You know, we believed that, you know, that was it. Especially in the 90s, man. We knew the whole world was coming to an end, right? Everything was Y2K was coming to get us, man. So we was waiting any moment for Jesus to come back. But real talk, man. Look, I'm not my current state right now. I'm not a atheist. I do believe there is a God. I just don't believe that any religion, you know, has gotten it right. I just think at the end of the day, there is so much more about the universe that we don't know. But for me, man, to make my time as a Christian ended, and I can tell you the exact date that it ended. It was February 9th. Actually, yeah, February 9th, 2009. That was my last day being a Christian or any other religion.
What was like the, and this isn't out of a place of judgment, I'm just curious.
So
what
for me,
what took place that, like, I guess, like provoked you?
What happened? Oh no. So
Yeah,
let me break it down to you, man, because actually for me it was actually pretty cool. So I went to sleep one night, right? I was finishing up in Iraq. And yeah, I had like a couple of weeks, man, before I got ready to go home. So I was on the air base, man, just on the cot. And so, you know, I've had thousands of dreams in my life, man. You know, thousands of dreams, man. But this was different, right? So basically, when I woke up, man, I was kind of like in a place like looked like kind of like my childhood neighborhood I grew up in, but there was things I just could not comprehend there, right? I couldn't comprehend what was happening, and I was just like, okay, so but it was peaceful, right? It was real peaceful, and I felt like I knew it. I felt like I had been there before, but it was just, yeah. So basically, I don't know, man. Time kind of like was not really the same in this realm that I was in. I was talking to people, you know, they understood me, but we wasn't really talking. We was talking more through telepathy at this point. And it was just crazy the entire experience. But I'll go ahead and break it down as much as I can to you. Um, I had some interactions with some of the people there, and they asked me, you know, did I want to meet their spiritual leader? I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it, man. Yeah, sure, let's do that. And the moment I agreed, I was in front of this huge library, right? I mean, this thing was massive, man. Two massive doors, and doors opened up, and I just walked inside. And in this place, man, it was, I don't know, it was like the most expansive library I've ever seen, ever. Um, Everything was just beautiful. And I was hanging out, and I seen the person that I was, I guess, coming to meet or whatever. So as I walked up to her, she was like a cloaked figure. She looked she looked young actually, but then she seemed much older. And so we really didn't get a chance to even hit it off like I wanted to, because she basically motioned to me to look at something that was in front of me. And as I looked in front of me, it was like I'm a sci-fi guy. You ever seen like Stargate?
Probably once or twice.
Okay,
About once or twice.
so what's your favorite sci-fi? You more of it. You said Star Wars, right? See, they don't have anything like
Star
this in
Wars. I'm the weird thing is, like, as far as like nerds go, I'm more of like intellectually musician nerd,
Okay, I
like
got it.
comic books and stuff like that.
So
Sci-fi, I wasn't really, I consider Marvel sci-fi. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Oh,
So
well,
like
it is. Yeah, especially like on the Doctor Strange tip. But so anyway, I'm looking into this like this little event horizon, right? It's like shimmering water, right? And I'm seeing stuff, man. I'm seeing myself as a kid, right? Seeing myself as an old man, and I'm like seeing like symbols come up on tiles and stuff. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, but I understood the language completely, even though it's completely foreign. I understood it, and it seemed like it was reacting to my thoughts. And so I would like zoom in portions of my life, right? See myself as a young man, you know, back in my neighborhood, man. See myself as an old man. And then it just got crazy, right? I started like advancing, right? Advancing on the timeline, right? I started advancing the timeline, man, and I started seeing multiple lives, man. In every direction I looked, man, I seen multiple lives, man, multiple lifetimes, and it was just endless, man. It was endless. I don't know how long I was in this device. It could have been hours, it could have been days, it could have been years. I just knew that I was like, this is absolutely. It was exhilarating because I was like, wait a minute, man, we're immortal. That's the first thing I was like, damn, we're immortal, man. And so it was crazy, man. It was crazy. So that kind of changed everything for me, right? So this hoodie is made by an all black company. Can't remember it off the top of my head. When I do remember, guys, I'll drop it in my Discord page and I'll share it with you guys. But yeah, as you guys see, I wear a lot of this type of get up, man. This is what I do. I wear stuff for the movement. So for me, it started my own personal journey to find, just being this God-like force. And so it's not that I really stopped being a Christian. It's just that Christianity, just like other religions, couldn't explain what was happening to me, right? Because the beings I was going after it changed everything for me. It took me like 6 years to even be able to really explain how things happened, and I was able to go back and recreate these places and do all kind of amazing things, man. And so I just think that like from a spiritual level, that we are so much more than, there are so many more destinations besides heaven and hell at the end of this experience. I just think that, but unfortunately, like most belief systems, I don't have the skills to prove that, right? So I only got enough to prove it to myself. So I
Right.
tell people, you have to make your own choice. I would never tell my children. I tell my children, hey, you got to learn how to think for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
something like spirituality, you have to make that decision. I would never push anything on any of them. I tell them you should study the Bible. You should study all religious books, because how can you make a judgment about it if you don't understand it, right? So I've read most religious books in the world, and it's just that I haven't found anyone that really suits me in my current state. But I still believe I know there's builders of the universe, man. There's no way that there's way too many things that's lined up. The way our universe has been collected, the way our solar system is set up. Yeah, that's not a random event, man. So unfortunately, though, we just, we're just not there yet, man. We're not. Let me look at us, man. We can't even get race right. Right? We can't
Yep.
even get past this classism. We can't even get past this stupid money, man. This idea, right? The planet that we're on right now is probably one of the most valuable, um, you know, planets in the known universe. There is no world we can land on right now and breathe the air and drink the water. This thing is priceless, but we still willing to burn it up for the love of money, right? We're willing to burn it all down for the love of money. So we got a lot of growing to do as human beings, right? We got a lot. I just think now that myself, I'm a spiritual being having a very human experience. But
Mm.
I believe that once my physical life expires, I will go right back into those realms where I came from, and I look forward to that. That's probably one of the best things that's happened to me. So, but can I go out here and be like, "Hey, thus says the Lord"? Absolutely not. I can't. I would never do that because, like I said, I don't have the skills to bring back the things that I've seen. That's beyond my skill level. Really, like I said, there's still things I've seen out there that I cannot, communicate with people. But there's been some of my best experience I've ever had. I've had some of my best spiritual experiences since I've let go of religion. But I hope that kind of helps.
No. I get it. I think what I was just curious about is like, because I said I'm willing to literally talk to anybody. Like I always
Mhm.
I'll ask you your question at the end of the podcast, but I always tell people, I'm like, bro, I'll talk to your mailman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've learned to, as I like to jokingly say, I might have to put it on one of my t-shirts one of these days, is, context is my favorite color, nuance is my niche. So I'm always curious to like just listening to other people's experiences and everything like that, because I've always learned, especially since I go by the moniker Mr. Lead with Love, is you can't say you are a lover of all people or you serve a God, a lover of all people, if you're afraid to go outside of your echo chamber of people who you're willing to talk to.
This is
So,
true.
and for me, I'm like, I just want to talk to people. I want to have a conversation with people because I'm not going to be able to impact their life in any way, shape, or form, regardless of my assignment in my life, if I'm not willing to engage them. So hopefully, like me just asking the question, I was like, I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying? Like not out of a place of like,
that's totally
not yeah.
Because
Not
my
out of a
thing
place
is,
of not out of a place of like condemnation or anything like that. It's just like I'm always curious, and then also for myself. And there's something that you said there, and I always tell people when people ask me like, "Well, why are you a Christian?" I'm like, that's just something that God speaks to me, and my relationship with Jesus is on a vertical level, and that it helps me navigate with people on a horizontal level. But I always tell people at the end of the day, regardless of what version of heaven you're going to, hopefully you make it to whatever version of heaven you go to. My job and my assignment is not to put you through hell while we're on earth.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that out here.
That's literally, there's literally enough of that, especially
it's
people,
enough of that. It's enough of hell in this place, man.
Especially people like, and it breaks my heart for me is I get more saddened by people that do evil in the name of Jesus than people that don't even know Jesus just doing evil, because we're all human at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I think for me, when I like, especially when we're talking about, for instance, like the Capitol, because I always tell people, I'm like, oh, you mean when the church stormed the Capitol? That's exactly what happened. They don't like to say that out loud.
Of course.
Because
of course they did.
it was God president that we needed to avenge, as if God needs
That's
our
why
help
I hit him with
for
the white
some
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah,
Exactly. They feelings.
Absolutely.
So I was like, yeah, man, you got that praying the white Jesus. I hear you. And that's what really gets them upset, you know. And it's the problem is, like I said, they just don't understand. They don't get it, man. The universe is big enough for all belief systems. It really is. I think at the end of the day, man. But people want to be like, hey, they use it. Listen, religion is powerful, though, right? It's a powerful medium, and if you abuse it, look how culture created, right? Look at Jim Jones. Look at David Koresh. You know, look at this is how you get suicide bombers out here, right? It's the same thing. Even George Bush talked about it. It's the same conditioning. To make someone believe it's God's will for you to blow yourself up, and that your stuff is waiting for you in heaven. It's the same thing here. They say, hey, I'm gonna grab this rifle and go attack these people over here, man, because God says that we got to overthrow these evildoers and keep Trump in power. It's the same exact mindset. And that's why I call them vanilla ISIS, because there's no difference. It's the same dark thing, right? It's the same thing. Vanilla ISIS, man, Mil Team 6, Al Qaeda, same thing. Same diversion.
Al-Qaeda? Oh
yes,
my
because
gosh.
they're spiritually asleep. I'm like, what Christian could tell me, name Christian attributes with Trump? You have none. This man lies like we breathe. I say, who did it better, Satan or Trump? We know Satan in the Bible is known as the father of lies. Trump lied over 30,000 times in 4 years. Show me that in the Bible where Satan lied 30,000 times. I'm like, the man even got down to the mark of the beast with the MAGA hat on their forehead, man. I was like, come on, dude. I mean, if you want to take it there, but this is the people right there. They don't even read the Bible, right? It's like most people, the people out here, like the Taliban, they don't read the Quran because they can't read, right? So they're going off people's interpretations. And this is how you can control people. That's what makes religion powerful, man. And if it's not wielded correctly, right, you can really destroy a lot with it. So that's why I tell people, I'm not giving no deities no pass either. If there really is a benevolent force out there, it's time to show up, right? It's time to show up, man. We got a lot of calamity going on in this world. So, but I tell everybody, hey, look, you got to find your spiritual path. I found mine. I'm very happy with the path I'm on. But I understand this battle is it is against flesh and blood too, as well as principalities in high places, because you have people who are sold out to that belief system, right? They want us gone just because I have these flags back behind us. They see me as an enemy. Even though I serve this country, I still love America. Even though America has really been a very racist experience for me, and especially when you leave America, that's when you see, my God, man, I got more respect in Afghanistan and Iraq than in this country. Right? That's what you got to understand. It's different overseas. It's different. When you get away from the slave mentality of this country, it's like, man, it's a totally different experience. I tell people, especially if you're black, man, get overseas, get over in Europe, see something different. It's not as hardcore racist as it is over here. And we got a lot of growing to do in this country. It's a lot. And I'm going to hold them accountable, man. I'm going to hold them accountable. So we gotta fight back against this, because now they just don't care anymore. Now they're just openly lying, right? Now they're gonna do whatever they can to hold on to power, and we must confront them. We must confront them and battle. Because if our democracy still, hangs in the balance, then what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to defend our way of life? So I throw it back to you. You still there, man?
I think the thing that I've had to do this even with my own faith. No, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
I got you.
No,
probably a little delay. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Can you hear me? Okay,
yep, I got you.
That was weird. I don't know what that was. Okay, cool. I don't know what that was. That was weird. I think we're getting hacked by Vanilla ISIS. You said Vanilla ISIS, and everything went.
They came for us.
So exactly. I think for me, the one thing that is, I live near a base, so if you hear something going off, I also live in the hood currently. So
sounds of freedom.
Hood.
Right.
Anyway. So one of the things that I've had to do, especially in the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years, especially with Trump in office, is I've had to even check in to see if my faith itself is real. And I've had to kind of go through this back and forth where I've had to realize that if I really wanted to be with Jesus, I had to stop being religious. And when I say that, I tell people that my faith is not tied to a building. My faith is not tied to a man. And I got to remember that at least the belief system that I come to believe, know, and love, but it's still inerrant in a lot of ways. And it's okay to just not know and ask questions. That anything that is used, especially when I'm talking about like my faith and everything, when we try to use it to legislate morality, but we're not even good at honoring one another in front of one another, that's when it becomes dangerous. Because I always tell people Jesus did most of his work in front of people. You know what I'm saying? Just like what you and me are doing, is that's just talking. It's not up to me to know, like, even where you're gonna end up. I'm not supposed to know that much. You know what I'm saying? And I think like the thing that and why I was curious when I even asked this question was, do you think that when we're talking about, I like to separate the two, religion and spirituality. Do you think because people have misrepresented the beautifulness of what spirituality can be, that because it can be morphed into something that is religious, that it is an issue that I guess like may have steered you away? Or is it the fact that you are yourself, you're still growing as a person, so you need to figure out what is best for you, that I guess like steered you away from Christianity?
Oh, like me personally?
Yeah, sure.
It just can't keep up, man. Right? So look, it's a difference, man, when you follow a God, right? Or you be on a path to become that. Right? When you become on a path, in my spiritual state, I'm absolutely immortal, man. I've done things that you only can dream about, man. I've walked on the surface of suns. I've done all type of cool stuff, man. I've raced archangels across galaxies. In that spiritual space, man, I love that. And it sucks even to come back to be human. Right? It sucks to come back to this. When I'm out there, man. And it doesn't happen to me very often, because it takes, lots of mental, it just takes time to get back there, meditation and things to get. And there's certain times of the year where I'm in that sweet spot. I wish that we could drop all the BS, man, and really just ask the real questions. Why are we here as human beings? What's the purpose of it? If we put the time, right, and we say, you know what, let's lay off all the war machines, and let's just try to figure out the bigger things, right? We would probably change everything, right? If we really just said there's one race, the human race, and live by that, who knows what we can do? I still love America because the Constitution is still one of the greatest documents in human history, in my opinion, if it's applied, right? If it's applied correctly. I think we need that separation between church and state, man, so we don't become like a theocracy. You know, that people
Yes.
can have their religious belief systems, but not try to push it. The problem is people push that. They tell you, hey, you're not like this. You got to be you got to be a Muslim. You got to be a Christian. You got to be a Seventh-day Adventist. You got to be
Come on.
Clogic, right? You got to be an atheist. You got to be this, or you going to hell. You going to hell. It's like, come on, man, hell. Hell
Come
lost its
on.
meaning to
You
me
talking.
quite some time ago. So I'm like, I know where I'm going, right? For me. I've seen it. I've played this game. I'm like Doctor Strange in this, man. Doctor Strange with the damn mind, with the mind stone, right? I've seen it for me. And it's like, okay, I'm cool with it. But I think that, we're caught up in the BS right now. We're caught up in this nonsense, man. And it's really come down to power. People want power over people, man. And that's why they really use religion the wrong way, because, you subjugate people, right? You
Yep.
dehumanize people. It's how you
Come
can
on.
enslave whole races. This is how you can do so many horrible things because you feel it's God's will, right? This is how we can go over here and launch wars against other people and attack and bomb people, or blow yourself up as a suicide bomber, man, because of that belief system, right? When people use that wrong. And so, in my heart of hearts, man, I just wish that we could get it together, right? But I just don't, right now it's like, man, we got to make sure our democracy hold, right?
Come on.
We can't even get to the cool stuff yet. We can't even get to the cool stuff, man. I mean, which is crazy because we got people almost on the tip of, going into space and commercial space flight, but we still can't solve hunger, right? We still got this. We pay all this money for this healthcare system and rank like 37th in the world. America got a lot of issues, man, a lot of big issues that we're dealing with. And the climate is starting to, the world is waking up, right? This planet has been like, okay, guys, maybe we got to get with y'all, right? The problem is, when do we take it too far that we survive as a species, right? That's the real question I got to ask people. Do human beings, do we deserve to exist in this realm as a species? Because no matter what you believe, we are the dominant species on this planet. And look at what we've done with the place. We're supposed to be caretakers of the world. Look how we treat each other,
Come
right?
on.
Look how ugly we are to each other. So I tell people, man, nobody in their right mind wants war. It really is hell. It's the worst of us. There's nothing worse than people who really just are thinking of other ways to kill each other. It's a dark place to be for people, but yeah, here we are, man. Yeah, here we are. So, talking is the way, right? I think that by what we're doing and what you're doing, this is it, right? This is our only way. We have to find the reasonable people. I don't care if you love Jesus. I don't care if you're a Satanist. I don't care about any of that right now. I'm putting all that to the side and say, hey, let's fight for our democracy. Let's get the corrupt out. We got to get the corrupt people out who just want to hold on to power and try to drag us back to something that's not going to work. America's a very young country. We can fall. We can be destroyed. We can be destroyed as a country. And not the Russians. No outside force is going to do that. We're going to do it to ourselves. We've already shown the world the way that we can do it to ourselves. We got politicians that lie like we breathe, man. We got to get out. We got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of the corrupt, and try to, maybe we can have enough time to try to, heal this country and heal this world. I just don't know, man. I don't know. Right. So I'm all in for the movement. But at the end of the day, I'm just a spiritual being having a human experience.
I feel that. I think for me, especially when I'm navigating in these spaces, these activism spaces, I feel like, and this isn't, and I want to be very clear with this. I think because I've been able to encounter all walks of life, especially when you're out there protesting. Because I mean, you know it, brother.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see everybody. And guess what? For me, and I mean, and this is how I knew I wasn't a religious person. I praise God for it. And I love that. I love that I see literally everybody. And when I mean everybody, because at the end of the day, these people eat and poop just like you. These people breathe and they inhale and exhale just like you. Their heart breaks and swells up just like you. All in different ways, though, and we all eat differently, and we all even breathe differently, and how we cope with our breathing is differently. Why make any of those experiences more difficult on one another when we're trying to trip up over whose religion is the best? At the same, because I'm gonna keep it real with you, brother. I told everybody this. I said, I don't care how many scriptures you can quote. If you are going to literally put somebody on this earth through hell willingly, but quote the Bible that you quote, I don't want to know your Jesus. And if that Jesus is the same Jesus I represent, I don't want people to know that Jesus either. And I think that if we can just learn how to coexist.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the key.
If we could just learn how to coexist with respect and dignity, maybe we can have of what you can switch the name up with heaven, paradise, utopia.
Yes.
Maybe we can have that. But we have to get past the pettiness and the beef that is causing division. And we need to just come together and just realize you are of value to me. Point blank, period.
Yep. And we the problem is we've given into our darker sides as human beings, man. It's crazy the level of nonsense that we're dealing with now, the level of crazy that we accept. You know, it's just, my God, man. You know, there's so much with our technology, man, we could be doing for good. But here we are. We got people in here who are openly corrupt, man. It's openly corrupt now. And I used to think that, hey, man, maybe if aliens showed up that, you know, we'd be ready. But we ain't ready, man. We can't even get ready for a pandemic, right? Something that should unite the planet, right? A pandemic, you would think that would unite the entire planet. Man, it's us against this damn germ. It's us against this virus. Every human being would be against that, right? You would think, man, it's like people out here voting for the zombies, man. They're cheering for the damn zombies in the zombie apocalypse. Like, really, people? Really? This is what we gonna do? And it's really a shame, man. It's really a shame that we can't even find unity in this, right? What does that say about us as human beings, man? We can't even find unity when this damn thing is just here to spread and wipe us out. And we still can't, we got people cheering for the damn virus, man. So look, I you know, and I know people who be like, hey man, well, God go keep me safe. I'm like, man, God gave you common sense though. Right?
Say that.
So, I'm like, he gave you common sense. Like, dude, this is not like our first time dealing with pandemic. We got history books, man. We got all this stuff. We got all these tools. I mean, you got smartphones. I never had this type of technology. You literally can go do your research. You can do real research instead of me search, right? You can get in here and really see, you know, the virologists and everybody that's been out here, people, the epidemiologists, and the people who are really in that field. So this is nuts, man. This is nuts. I don't know, man. I think we have some alien sympathizers, man. Honestly, hot sauce. I think some people be voting for the aliens, right? They be in here cutting the side deal like V the Final Battle, man. They be cutting the side deal. Yo, man. Hey, you got a plan I can go chill on, though, man? Because you know I can tell you how to get rid of them humans, right? I don't know, guys. If this is a test, man, we've got to do better as human beings.
There's always a wild bill in a camp full of Fred Hamptons. You know what I'm saying? There's always
a
wild
nuts,
bill
man. And I'm just here in the fight for equality. You know, I just want a place where my children wouldn't have to deal with the stuff that I have to deal with. I don't want them to have to walk the warrior path that I walked. You know, my daughter, she's like a little, you know, this little Gen Zer, man. She's a perfect little pacifist, right? Right? I was like, man, I was just like, dang, girl, listen, it's rough out here though. You gotta be ready, man. This world can get treacherous, you know. But I've done the most I can to really try to keep them from that, right? Even the neighborhood I got now is a wonderful neighborhood. You know, I don't have to deal with all the racism and all of that. Don't get me wrong, because you know Virginia, they still got that Confederate flag. Down south, they still wilding out, and you know. But I just try to get, you know, one thing as a soldier. After seeing so much war, you really want peace, man. You really want peace. You know, after seeing that type of stuff, man, nobody want that. Nobody in their right mind want war. You know, we really could just, as human beings, say, hey, let's just take 10 years and put the pause on that, right? How about we quit grabbing the land, quit trying to exploit the land? How about we just try to, you know, come together as humanity? But that just seems like too tall of an order, unfortunately, right now. And I just don't know what's going to unite us. So I have to just go for victory in this cold civil war that we're in right now. I have to settle for that. And that's kind of a heartbreak for me because I just think that, you know, as human beings, we got so much more potential. But right now, we're just kind of like, you know, and we cannot allow evil to exist because it's going to overthrow everything that we want. So we have to fight against that, against stuff that I just think that's not going to work. I can have a disagreement about certain things, but you can't have a disagreement about the truth.
Facts. I'm sorry. Completely had to interrupt you for that. That is. Yes. My goodness.
Yeah. I mean,
one thing I'll definitely say to that, and at risk of sounding like a hippie, which I feel like people use that word and it's very stigmatizing in a lot of ways, is I think if we all just cling on to love and are able to tell the difference between evil and love, I mean, that's just what I go for, man. And I saw you pull out I'll call it a bootleg MAGA hat for a reason. So I got these little "Make America Lead with Love" hats. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. And
I
I
be
got
wearing.
the made you look Black Lives Matter.
Yes, perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, the
Gotta,
anti-MAGA,
gotta,
the anti-MAGA
you got,
merch.
you gotta keep them. You gotta be able to be in the room with them, but no,
Yes,
when they in the room with you, you
yes.
ain't in the
Because
room with them.
that's all it
Exactly.
takes to blend in. You put a Trump shirt on, that hat, man, you go anywhere in their rally. They love you then. You here for the fight, brother? Yes. Praise Lord Trump. I mean, you be a perfect infiltrator, man. We got people who do this, they make whole careers now. Going out here at these rallies, man, and these guys get all fired up, man. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But that's part of this, this warfare, man. You gotta be able to blend in behind enemy lines and do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's important too is we need to be able to. It's funny. I'm actually really happy because once again I came into this conversation with no expectations. I'm happy that you're able to still recognize that yes, the times that we're in, they are very life or death, but you are able to still have laughter in that life. You know
Oh
what I'm saying? In
yeah.
the midst of war. I think
Oh
that's super,
yeah.
super important.
Yeah. You learn, man, the closer you get to death, man, you really have some. That's why I tell you in combat, there's some sweet times too, because people are just they get it, right? We all understand, man, that every day you wake up could be your last. And you have to just give yourself to that process. Nobody goes out here in these combat zones. We understand that death can come for you at any time. So people out there just they live in it, right? They live in it. They live in it. They live in it. They're enjoying what they can. The good times, and it's really about the connection with other people. That's really got me through, and got probably a lot of our veterans through, is that connection with other people. Because I mean, most people who I've ran into in the world, they just want what we want, man. They want to have a little bit of peace, a little property, man. They just want to go and be cool with the neighbors. They don't even want all this drama. They don't want nothing to do with politics, right? You just you're just trying to exist, man. And like I said, I walked with a little girl over in Afghanistan, man, and she reminded me of my daughter, man. But she was out here hustling, man. No, not at school, but she spoke multiple languages, man. Just out here on the streets, man, selling scarves. And we would just walk. I remember she walked up to me, she's like, "Hey, soldier, you need a bodyguard?" I'm heavily armed, body armor, right, man. Multiple magazines. I got the whole kit. We rolling out here. We out here outside the wire, man. I was just going to another base. And she just rapping with me, man. We're going back and forth and just like, man, I was just thinking, man, damn, what if my daughter was born here? Because I was poor, but there's nothing in America like third world country poor. Right? When you get outside of America and you see like third world country poor, whole nother level, man. Whole nother level of hell and despair. And I talked with that girl back and forth for like months, man. And I finally just broke her off a bunch of cash. I think I gave her like a few hundred or something, man, right before Christmas. Because I know they didn't believe in it. But I'm like, hey, I gave her a little something. I bought some rags off of her, or that were scarves, and I think I still got them too. And I was just like, I just slipped her the extra cash, man, secretly, because I know, people be trying to jack her for it, they seen her with it. And she was just so happy, man. And I was just like, man, but I just felt, my heart break, man, because I'm like, look at this hell that she's in, right? She has no, you know, we take it for granted, man. I mean, going to like Kabul, Afghanistan, you like going through a time machine, man. It's like going back in the early 1900s, man. It's crazy. But this is the world that we're in right now. This is the world that we have to navigate, right? We can't get it right, right? These humans, man, we still got so many things that we let separate us: nationality, right? Spirituality, religion, sex, how you identify, so many things, race, shades within your race, right? Shades within your belief system. We allow so many things to separate us that could be uniting us. So that's kind of like the tragedy, right? But it's back and forth, man. I take it as a soldier. Hey, this is the path that I've chosen, and wherever that path leads me, I'm gonna fight the good fight.
Yeah, and it's something I wanted to, especially when we're talking about this. Um, I didn't realize and you didn't really say it, but it's very easy in the midst of all this madness to get really lonely in these fights. Talk to me a little bit about, I think this is interesting. I'm not sure if you've talked about this in length. My man Jolly, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know y'all were cool like that. Like, I did not know that.
Yes.
You know, you once again, you get banned too much, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
So let me break it down to you, man. So there was like few people I started following on TikTok, right? I heard first I used to cuss out Facebook. I got banned on Facebook, battling with people back and forth during that 4-year Trump presidency. And I had TikTok because I was a gamer, right? And so I thought I was going to like maybe do something like, just trying to hang out. And I used to be like, just throw myself in my games to try to escape reality. And then I heard Trump hated TikTok. So I was like, oh, I'm all in. Let's find out what the hell this is about. So I started getting in there, and I started seeing people like T Nathan, T Nathan and Jolly Good Ginger. He was like one of the first guys I started really following, right? I think during the RNC, I seen him say something like, you know, the whole Veterans Against Trump speech he was giving, man. Like, Trump says that these people love him, but that's fine. But there's a lot of us that do not like Trump, man. If you don't like Trump, do at this video. And I mean, I was like, hold on, man. I was like, hell yeah, man. I went and grabbed my damn phone, man. I got my metal racks, man. I was just like, I was duetting the video with him. And that was like my first video ever like went over like 2,000 views or 2,000 likes. And I was like, and then everything blew up, right? September 18th last year, that's when I had got, a Russian clown basically said that you should be happy that white people gave you your freedom. They can put you back in slavery. And so that's when I basically was like, what the?
Oh, see, look, man. Look, I love Jesus. I said it before. I love Jesus, but I will give somebody the smacktivism so fast.
Well, that's what I did, right? So I jumped off my bed. I was like, what the? And so that's why I came out with my infamous, I didn't see you here, or here. I played that Undertaker theme, man, because I love Undertaker music, man. I'm a big WrestleMania fan back in the day, the old school stuff. But I played that theme, man. I walked this fool down my military career, man. I didn't see you here, or here. Cuba 95, Bosnia 96, Kosovo 99. And then as I I showed off my medals and everything, and I was like, you didn't earn any of this, you damn sure didn't earn any of that. And then I was walking with the Black Lives Matter flag behind me. And I was like, you and what army's gonna put us back in chains? And look, I had no idea, right? I had no idea. I went for a walk with my wife, and I came back and I was like, something's wrong with my phone, man. The damn notices keep saying 99. It keeps saying 99. I'm like, what the hell does that mean, man? I couldn't stop the phone from saying 99, right? The damn video blew up, man. I was so stunned with the outpouring of stuff, man. I just shut down for 4 days. I was like, oh my God, man, I don't want all this, man. It was too much, right? Because I wasn't really trying to be, I hate fame, right? I didn't want any of that, man. And so I just had, I didn't know what to do, man. I just shut down for 4 days, man. I couldn't even keep up with all the comments, right? Because so many people had, and that's what really just got me, because people was like, man, thank you for us for saving us in Kosovo. Like I started talking to people who directly benefited from our deployments, right? And so that's why I was like, oh my God, man, it blew up on a whole new thing, right? I was like, this is crazy. So it just kind of like accelerated. Everything kind of picked up. And that's when Jolly Good Ginger noticed me from that video. And then we started going back and forth, right? I started really battling, Trump, because I came up on Trump talk. They was constantly racist. They was constantly yelling, right? They was constantly coming at me. So I think I went from like 2,000 followers to 14,000 followers in that 4-day period. And then it really started going down in like November. I dropped my defensive Kamala Harris video. That was like my first video that went viral. I got like 1.4 million views and like a few 100,000 or maybe like 200,000 likes on that one. And I also had like a clapback I did to another damn dude that was talking trash. He was a Trumper. I destroyed him. And so I had these two videos basically boost me to about 60,000 followers. I had some other videos that kind of like put me over there, but the one that really broke 100,000 is during the insurrection, when I drug a Trumper out there, and I gave him, I didn't see you here video, and just let them know, man, that we're not having it. We're not having it. We're not allowing these people to take our democracy without a hell of a fight. And so that kind of blew me up to about, just under 30,000, and I got banned for good. Because they banned me during the insurrection. Man, and that's how I found out Jolly, right? It was during the insurrection. I was giving you guys a play-by-play. So a helicopter flew over my house. I was like, man, the National Guard is now coming in there. The red alert came out from Mike Pence, man, the distress call. They're running in there. So we give them the play-by-play. I'm like, you better get the hell out of there, man. They're going to be laying you fools down. I'm telling you right now, man. And so we just give them the play-by-play. And that's when one of my partners, Dr. Fingers, was like, hey, dude, you in VA? I'm like, yeah. And so then he was like, dude, I think Jolly like right there by you. I'm like, no shit. And sure enough, man, Jolly called me and he told me where he was. Man, I looked on the GPS. I'm like, dude, like 7 minutes apart from each other. And so I brung him over, right? Him and Dr. Fingers. So when Joe Biden got inaugurated, we did like a triple team match, man. I set up my living room, we came over, and it was huge, man. Just meeting him in person and just seeing how we lined up. At that point, I didn't know. We both was in Iraq at the same time. Both was in Afghanistan at the same time. And so I'm like, man, this has got to be destiny. Even though, hey, Jolly is a straight atheist. Well, I'm like, hey, I'm cool with it, dude. We on a mission here. I'm like, I don't care what your belief system is, man. Hey, you here to get rid of? You an anti-racist? Yeah, most certainly. Because Jolly is really is a major threat because he grew up racist. His dad was super racist, man. And then his mom left his dad, married a black man, so it made it even more racist, right? And he died being a racist, man. But Jolly, by the age of 15, man, he totally had rejected all of that. And he really just dedicated his life to being, in the movement for real, for real. And so just being around his energy, man, and really just, we had some deep conversations as we went out here and started, gallivanting around, tag teaming. So yeah, that's my brother from another mother right now, man. I love what he's doing for the movement, and I can support him as much as I can, right? Because he's out there, he been getting in for a minute. And so that's when we went. That was like, matter of fact, that March, that was like my first March out there was with him. And so it was cool, man. It was cool. It was a hell of an experience. So
yeah, it was like I said, it was great seeing you guys out there in DC. It was hot. First off, it was it was, oh my gosh. And you
like Iraq, baby. Like Iraq 08.
You were like all the way, like, except for like maybe your elbows, you know what I'm saying? Everything was covered essentially.
Yes.
Jolly's just walking around with the flag. I'm like, why does he looks oddly majestic with the beard. I don't understand it.
Yes.
It was very but I thought that it was but what I thought was what's beautiful about that is I'm talking about like when we're talking about when you enter these activism spaces, make sure you establish some sense of a tribe.
Yes.
And for you, I mean, you get this as well, being in the military, you need to have soldiers alongside you. People you can trust and everything like that. I did not know you guys had a relationship or anything like that. I was just like, bro, these two I was like, they look like Mario and Luigi out here, boy.
That's
like,
it, man. Out here. That's Action Smash, man. The Road Warriors, man. We started getting it in. Demolition. Straight up, man. Tag team. And so this is what it's really about, man. And you really have to have that team. After I got banned from my Union Gang BLM account, I was like, screw this, man. I got me a team of moderators, man. And like I said, the mod squad, man. I put them on everything. They mod all my channels, man. Everything from my Discord page, all my social media, and we come together. We do teams meetings, man, and we family, right? I'm trying to create that whole, wherever it is. Like I said, I don't care what your belief system is. We understand that we in this cold civil war, and we got to do our part to drag America to the right side of history, right? We can't let this superpower go down this dark road that these darker forces and the Republicans want to take us. We cannot allow, and I really can't call them Republicans because at this point they're the Trump cult. And we can't let these cultists, man, these nationalists drag that away. So I'm cool with anybody who want to be in this, right? I'm willing to work with anybody across lines. It doesn't matter, across countries, because we've had even people I'm cool with in other countries. And so this is kind of like the things I've used. I fall back on my military training, right? Our natural leadership skills, and we come together and we play different roles as we need to. But that's really what I like. You got to have that team, guys, because it's going to get dark out here. The more you get into this movement, People will come for you, right? The death threats come. They dox you. They're like, oh, we're going to do this and that to you. So they try to test you anyway. And I tell people, man, look, I put it all on the line as a soldier. Why wouldn't I put on the line here as in this movement? I faced down the Soviet army for real. I faced down the Taliban, for real. I faced down all this stuff. You think I'm not going to face down Vanilla ISIS? Meal Team 6? Man, come on. And I get it. There's some soldiers in there who betrayed their oath. That look at 30% of them idiots that attacked our capitals out there. So I know the risk. And if you're going to be on this activism stuff, there's a price, right? Look at Martin Luther King. So I'm not ignorant to that. With that being said, though, I'm gonna do my part to make this world better for my children. So maybe my daughter don't have to go up and deal with this, and my great grandchildren. We have to. I think this is the fight of our lifetime, right? We have to come together, no matter where we are, man. Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, everyone in between, boomers, right? Everyone in between, Christian, heathens. It doesn't matter, man. We got to put that stuff to the side and say, hey, this country has a great potential for the world. If we could come together and learn how to coexist, we have the laws in place to do that. We just have to tighten some things up. There's some things we have to make some major changes to, but it's still there's kind of like a pathway there, but that's not guaranteed because the dark path we on right now, man. We gotta pull out all the stops. We cannot let these guys back in power. This MAGA thing, it has to die off. Whatever that takes, wherever that takes us, we have to see this to the end. If it takes 10 months or 10 years, we must be absolutely focused on getting rid of this white supremacy and also the craziness that's there, man. And really try to restore some type of normal stuff. Look at us, man. We got people out here sending their children into a pandemic, unmasked. Right. It's just crazy. It's crazy what we're doing out here right now. But this is how far people will go for power. Exactly. Anti-lynching bill, right? Get rid of the 13th Amendment to outlaw all slavery. Get rid of the for-profit prison system. Right? Why we got so many people locked up anyway? Right? End the war on drugs. Right? Because really it was a war on black and brown people. Decriminalize all drugs. Make marijuana legal. There's things we can do right now. End the filibuster. Destroy that. Stack that court, man. Get 3 dripping liberals on that court. And matter of fact, make it an appointed system. Let them be voted for by the people, and not put in there by the elites. There's a lot of things we can try to do to make this country better. But right now, that's in peril because you got a minority, a very vocal minority, trying to overthrow the system. And I just cannot allow that. So I believe our democracy is calling for me. So I'm doing my part, wherever that journey takes us. But I think I've met a lot of great people on TikTok. So it was even worth being banned so many times because I've been able to do something. Not like I said, I'm on Twitch, so you can't ban me there, baby. All right. So I'm in other places where it's a little bit harder to ban me. But I get it. So I'm just trying to do my part, man. I'm just another soldier in this battle.
I think so my next question is because not only as an activist I need to ask everybody this question, but specifically for us as a people, brother, what do you do to nurture your blackness in this sense when we're talking about mental health during this time? Because let's just call a spade a spade. Your environment growing up was traumatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it sure was. And I didn't realize how traumatic it was until I got around normal stuff.
Right. That's usually how it goes. And then on top of that, that too. We can have a whole conversation about that. There's some people I clicked up with in DC. There's some people I clicked up with in DC. Matter of fact, I'll have to send you the video, my brother. I had Queen Jean that kicked off the march in DC. I had her on here on Sunday. That was a great conversation. But yeah, we could talk about that for hours. But what is something that you do now with knowing like what knowing that, for instance, you've been in traumatic environments, whether it was like your upbringing or military and everything like that? What is things that you do to nurture your blackness? And we're talking about like your mental health, emotional stability, What are things you do to redirect your focus in different ways to make sure that this is sound? Because I always tell people, I'm gonna get biblical. I'm a biblical man.
Nothing wrong with that.
The heart of a
I can
man
relate
is
to you.
not in it. The heart of a man is not what's in his chest. It's this, because you can get a heart transplant and you're still going to be the same person up here. All of this needs to be taken care of. So what do you do to take care of your heart upstairs, essentially, that bleeds into everything else?
So what I've done, man, for me, it goes even beyond, right, the blackness, right? I know I'm black in this world here, but I focus on my spirituality, right? When I got to get away from everything, one of the things I do, like I do different breathing techniques when I'm going to sleep, and what I've had success with is really just putting myself back into that spiritual realm, that space I told you about where I was at, where you can create and do things, and you're back in that higher realm. Um, it's the most peace I've ever had, right? So I love it in that area. That's where I try to go. I try to, if I can get there without all the distractions, because it does require some meditation and things. But when I can get to that space, I'm very grateful that I could be there. I try to just, you try to have that work-life balance, right? Sit down, have the deep conversations with my sons and things. But um, I've done a lot. Like, I did not realize that telling my story, it was very difficult at first, man. In the beginning, I just never talked about it, right? I just kept it, I only talked to other soldiers that I trusted. So this whole social media thing kind of forced me to throw it out there. And it was kind of therapeutic, believe it or not, right? I talked about some things that was difficult, but it got easier as the more I talked about it. And I was like, man, this is okay. Because one time I was a Uber driver for a couple of years, man, really going through some bad financial times. And I'll never forget a girl that I had in the vehicle with me. She was so interested in my story as a soldier, right? And this and this. And I mean, we were going back and forth and talking. And she was asking me, how is it? How's it being out there? And I'm like, well, listen, the more time you spend out here in these combat zones, you strip away your humanity, right? You continue to strip that away. And she was like, how do you get it back? And I didn't have an answer. I'm like, I just don't know. I have no clue, right?
Wow.
I at that point I just didn't know how I would get my humanity back. Because a lot of things that one of the things I found out is the changes are permanent, right? I always thought that, oh yeah, I can get better. I can get past this, man. I could suck this up. Only got to go through this for a couple of years or something. But as those years drew on, man, after I hit year 3, year 4, year 5, man, it really sunk in that, man, this stuff is permanent. Damn. These changes are that's the stuff that drives you crazy. That's the stuff that make people check out, right? The 22 soldiers a day that just ended all, right? Those are the things that drive you crazy. I think for me, it was just realizing that, nah, player, this is it, right? This is it. You change forever. Dude, those experiences change you forever. There is no coming back from that. There is no washing that off, man. The horrors of war, the more out there, the more treacherous things you've done, the more of that stuff you burn off of you. And the only thing that's giving me a peace is talking about people who are sacrificed, talking about like honored heroes that have been out there that lost stuff. They're really talking about the deep stuff, the things that we've had, the bonds I've had with people just getting it out and putting it out there in the universe. That's when I started feeling like it was very difficult to do, man. It was very difficult to talk about a lot of these things, man. And as I got around other, content creators, and I started like, hey, you know what? It's kind of being therapeutic. It was kind of being therapeutic talking about it. So that's kind of helped me. Not that I'm saying I'm always great, man, because understand, man, I got a lot of drama. I got a lot of issues, man. All right. As my wife say, I'm not the same man I left. I was when I left. And that's tough. It's tough to admit that. But yeah, man, those combat zones will absolutely change you forever. We all give some give all, unfortunately. And so I'm
Yeah.
just grateful to be back in one piece, but I still have to deal with, my new reality.
Mhm.
So that's just the way it is. But even with that said, man, I'm all in for the movement, right? As broken as I am at times, I still got to give what I can, and that's kind of how I've always been. Once I commit to something, I throw myself into the process, right? I go all in, right? Like a poker player, man, all in, right? So this is where we are with it.
I think another thing is too is just knowing when you're needed, either in the streets, whether it's just having dialogue with people. counseling and just like nurturing one another. Like when we talked about having a tribe, knowing when it's like, hey, bro, hey, Jolly, I'm not good right now, man. I'm fatigued and I'm feeling it. And I think especially like, and you spoke of this too, it's making sure that I'll give like what on earth does it say? Clapping cheeks and dirty Oh, all right.
That's hot sauce, man. Hey, hot sauce be throwing it out
character.
there, man. So listen, hey, he out there too. Hey, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hey man,
So,
just be safe out here. You know what I'm saying? If you don't wrap it up, it's gonna be hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? I just be careful out there. That's all I say.
yeah, hot sauce down there. He down there in Louisiana, man. Good people.
Oh gosh.
And I got like, people that I talk to and people we watch, man, my battle buddies and stuff, man, and we talk back and forth, man. Kind of like as your guidepost, right? Sometimes you'll be like, hey, battle. Like I got some guys, I'm like, hey, dude, or hey, man, he in trouble, man. He triggered right now. You got to go get to him. Like, hey, dude, we gotta pull him back in, right? So I've had like one of my mentors, man. She is a old school first sergeant, man. She just like she really helped me make that transition. Because honestly, man, I was in combat arms and I joined like the finance world, kind of, sort of, but not really. I found like my little niche because I've always fall back to combat. But she really helped me to do a lot better in my current field I'm working in. But she's old school, man, Christian girl. She believed that, we're in the last days, right? But she's great. She's great people, though. And I got a lot of love and respect for her, man. She really has been a real mentor to me, and that's something I haven't had in a while. And so those are the people that kind of like pull me in, like, hey, hold on there, soldier. Right? You okay? You okay? I know a lot's coming at you right now, but you got to be, And so that's kind of what I do. And my kids, I bounce back off of them. And really, my wife is the best thing ever happened to me, straight up. I tell people, listen, I just knew. Even when I met her, her aura and stuff, everything about her, she's the most loyal person on the planet to me, and she's really treated me very well. They families. That's why I said my German family. They like this. It's like my sanctuary. So, and we've been through a lot, but you need to have people you can trust in this. You got to have people that you can trust and you can do. And yes, that opens you up for betrayal, guys. Right? It opens you up for betrayal, but that's part of it. And I told my team, hey, look, if this thing blow up and it really get big, I mean, hell, look at T. Nathan, right? Look how they did my man, right? He was just TikTok famous, man. Look how they did him, right? They went ahead and they got that man locked down for real, put him back in that for-profit prison system. So, and of course, he probably had left himself open for some ways, but still, this is real, man. This is real right here. This stuff is here. People really want to come for your freedom. They want to come for your life, man, with this. So I don't expect everyone to be out here going as hard as I'm going, but we all can do something. Whether it's, helping some people out financially, throwing some dollars at their little thing to help them in their movement, or if getting out here, throwing their signal out there, sharing their stories, listening to their stories, learning, understanding the real history about America, not this whitewashed BS stuff. Because the only way we go heal as a country, we got to pull the scab off. We got to talk about the dark stuff that's happened in American history and face that down and fix it, right? You got to address these wrongs, man. You got to address the things that you've done, the dirt that we've done to people, the genocide that we've done to the native people here, the stuff we've done here, wiping out Black Wall Street, the reparations they should have been. All this money we spent overseas, man, on this nonsense. That money could be spent here, really nation built in this nation for once. And so we get a lot of lip service, especially from Democrats right now, man. People got to wake up. So that's kind of like what I do, just talking about, to my people. They try to keep me. I got people who I trust to try to keep me, where I want to be at.
Yeah, I think that's super important as well. What advice would you offer to somebody that is, I guess, like just getting into like this work, this space, this movement, or any specific movement? It doesn't have to be the Black Lives Matter movement. Ableism is a huge thing in this country.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about minorities in this country. They are the majority minority in this country as far as being marginalized. We're talking about, being liberating our indigenous brothers and sisters.
Yes.
We're fighting for rights for our kings, queens, and monarchs within the LGBTQIA plus community. What advice would you give to somebody that is thinking about getting in activism in general, what advice would you give them as far as how to get started?
You got to find your why, right? It's got to be something to motivate. For me, it wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna be an activist today, right? I just found myself kind of like, I can't deal with this anymore, man. That something has to be done. But really, for me, like I said, Ahmaud Arbery was it. Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, both of them happened so quickly. I knew that it was gonna be all in for me. So I don't expect everybody to be all in, but learn, man. Study as much as you can, man. Get with other content creators who out here pushing it out and learn about it, right? Um, because we all got something we could bring to the table, right? Not everyone has to be a foot soldier out here marching around and rallying. People can be working in the background, right? Look at the people who've
Come
helped
on.
me, people who've come out here and been like moderators, just keeping me well, keeping the trolls off of me, man, is great.
Facts.
People can get back here and do. That's why I tell people, man, I don't care about any of that, man. People can get in here, go support somebody that you like, right? If you like them, I found out guys that I made moderators, they had been following me from the first time I got banned. They've been with me for all those times, man, all those up and downs, man. They've been there. And so I've made them moderators, man. I brought them on the team. They've been there. They battled for me, man. Hell, I had guys come down here and come march with me, right? From the mod squad. So this is it, man. Support the people that you go support. You're right. And tell you if you want to break on your own, that's one thing, but support the other people that's out there and say, hey, I'm gonna do this. But that's it. So I think you gotta have at the end of the day when it get dark, you're gonna have to have a compelling reason why you here. Right. If you here just for the likes and the clicks and whatever, if you think it's income in this, I mean, I ain't seeing none of that yet. So I don't know where that is at because I'm in the hole right now. For me, it's not about the money anyway. I've lived my life in a way where I can have decent financial success right now, so I'm not worried about that. But um, I think you got to find a why, like anything that you want. This is a difficult path, right? This pathway here requires sacrifice, man, for the movement. It's going to be something that could take a lot out of you. So, you know, try to find that balance, man. You ain't got to be out here going all in, right? I just am because this is who I am, and I've had this for a while, and I just think that um, I know what I want to be now when I grow up, right? And it's a social justice warrior, and so I'm gonna do this until I take my dying breath, or until we really reach the change that we need in this country. And wherever that path takes me, I'm here. And I knew it I know in my spirit, like when I became a soldier, sitting on that bus, when I finally said, you know what, man, this woman's really good. I'm gonna marry this woman right here. Right. And so I knew like there's things that hit your arc in life, and these are one of my arcs. Walking this path, I gotta be a voice for the voiceless, for those people who can't be here anymore. Right. That's why I wear this gear. So when they see me, they see the movement. They see exactly why I'm screaming Black Lives Matter. They see why I'm yelling Union Gang represent power to the people. They understand why I'm here and what I'm here. This is a fight for equality, man. You know, and I tell you, man, the biggest thing here is for me is there's one race, the human race. And if we understood that, we could really make America great for the first time and transform our world. But, that's deep, right? A lot of people are not ready for that conversation, right? They want to hold on to the things that divide us, man. They want to hold on to the pettiness and to the darker parts of human nature. So therefore, I have to do what I have to do. And then, trust me, man, I hate to be this way. I hate to be so polarizing and so uh, so rough and raw on them. But this is just my emotions, man. This is my pain. This is my the traumatic stuff I went through. And so I don't care, man. I don't care what it is. I understand that this road is a perilous journey. Man, I could get clipped, man. I could lose my damn career. You know, I can get one of these fake pages might get the drop on me. You know, that ain't happening, no scrubs. But still, at the end of the day, man, it's unfortunate that we have to be here. But I think that what we're doing here is very powerful. This social media thing here, this is powerful, man. This is a powerful medium. If we use it for good, we can unite people worldwide, not just here, man. Because this signal can go throughout this stuff right here. This medium here, it makes the world smaller. and we can connect and reach people all over the world with this. So I really think that we got to use it to the best of our ability. We have to adapt and overcome, fall back on our training, and we can help people from all walks of life. Everybody got something they're good at. Everybody got something they can help give to this movement. And so this is what we have to do. This is what I have to do, right? This is my reason why I'm in this. And I'm in this for a better version of America. Man, I just don't want us to go down this dark path that we're on. And I have to fight against this with everything in my being. So I'm just gonna fight the only way I know how, you know. So but I tell everybody else, man, that's how you can get started. Right. If you're motivated to do it, that's probably the universe tugging at you, right? If you want to be out here, get with the people that that's in here, support them. We all need it. We need it. Even the people out there. If you got two people in the chat, man, that one person there with you, man, that first 3 or 4 months, man, in there, you're like, come on, you can do this, man. That stuff's important. It's important. Just being there for somebody else, just being there, rallying them on, man. And so it is what it is, guys. But anything that's worth doing, you're going to deal with opposition. You're going to deal. That's just the polarized nature of this universe that we're in this physical form. So we're going to deal with that opposition. So I understand that it's through that crucible, man. It's through that battle that makes us stronger, right? And so I just believe that going through that process, this is the fight that we can have. This is the fight of our lifetime. And I think if we're successful here, man, we can change our world in quite a way.
Yeah, and I think another thing that that a lot of people get caught up in is thinking it has to look like somebody else's. Meaning like everybody plays a role. Just be a star in your role at the end of the day. You don't have to be the profound speaker. You don't have to be the one that organizes and galvanizes the people. Dude, you could be the guy handing out guy, girl, gal, beloved, you know what I'm saying, handing out the water bottles at the protest.
Straight up.
Or you could just simply be retweeting it and amplifying people that are doing this. But every little bit counts. You know what I'm saying? Every point on the board counts, every steal counts, every rebound counts, every minute counts. And if you fumble the ball, you need to allow yourself to be human too and just be kind to yourself and just say, hey, look, I jacked up here. But I'm willing to sit under some people. And I feel like we all have to sit under people. We have to be willing to learn from one another at the end of the day and just say, hey, I need you to watch my six. And because you're watching my six, that means if I fall, I need to know if I fall back, you going to catch me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I check my ego. Check your ego at the door, man. It don't matter. I play any position, right? Hey, I've been out here. I play bodyguard, whatever it takes, man. Whatever position. I'll go back here and do whatever I need to do, because it's not about, me. It's about the movement at that point.
Facts.
And I'm just here to do my part for the movement, because I understand the stakes, man. I've seen countries when they fail, and it's a very, very ugly thing, man. It's very ugly. So whatever part I got to play, I'll play. It's never been about me. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about the money, man. I damn sure don't want the fame. But I understand that fame may come with it. So I endure that if I have to, but I really don't want the fame. But right now, we got people we got dark forces in this country, man, that's out there in real positions of power. And we have to get out here and fix this. We have to fight for our democracy. We have to fight for our way of life. And so I'm all in for the movement, guys. When I tell you power to the people, man, that's just what I believe. United, we're unstoppable.
Absolutely.
If we come together, there's nothing that can stop us, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I just think is universal, right? When I talk about like there's universal truths, like in the Bible says when there's, 3 or more gathered, right? That principle is a universal principle, I believe. Because when people are gathered and they understand what has to be done, man, it just seems like that force multiplier comes in, man. The intangible, thing comes in there. That's how battles are won when you got 30 men versus 200, right? That's how it's won. That's how that 30 could beat the 200, man, because the intangibles come in there, man. The things that really can, take things off in a higher direction. So, like I said, I encompass all that, but I'm definitely keen about what's happening in this universe and what we're doing here as our spiritual creatures. I just believe that we come here, we can have part of that bigger thing to get out here and do it. So this is it for me. This is what I love. I mean, this is my passion now. You know, it's what I mean. I really want to do it, and I see when I've seen people like hold on, let me think of his name right now, and I'm thinking about man, you know, it's really a shame that so many people have gotten killed that you can make all these shirts and you can talk about all this stuff that's happened, man, from Breonna Taylor to George Floyd, you know, to all this stuff that's happened, man. But when I see these people out here really getting it in, and they're coming in here and they're still ready to hit the trenches, that just motivates me, right? It really motivates me. So that's really where I'm at with it. If these guys who have had, you know, they've seen their loved ones being killed off, um, and they're still in this fight, then we got to be in here too, straight up. We got to be, we got to be willing to get it in there. So that's the thing that kind of really motivates me at the end of the day about this movement.
Yeah, I think it's it's also like it's not looking at what the landscape looks like and just focusing on everything on a very local influential level. We can't keep aiming for the capital. We gotta aim in our towns first. We gotta aim in our neighborhoods first. Start
Yep.
small, but there are big victories in small battlefields, and I think that's something that we just need to grab on to. Not be fixated on those and think that that's going to be good enough, but be satisfied with the wins and mark a win as a win. And
Yep.
even in those losses, those are lessons, and your lessons are going to be blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
And so that's what that really motivated me. Now that I got back, I'm glad somebody dropped his name, man. Jacob Blake Sr. Right? Jacob Blake Jr., we know he got shot in the back 7 times by Kenosha, right? Kenosha's finest. They sent that cop. They're like, good job, cop. They sent him back out there. Straight racist, by the way, too. Very dark stuff happening in Kenosha, man. What Jacob Blake is doing now, he's uniting all the families, right? All the families of police brutality, man. And they all got stories, man. Because you know, for every Jacob Blake you see, there's people who never get on camera, right? People have been killed off quietly. And this is the stuff that we got to bring out and put attention on. And when I seen him just come in that dang hotel room, man, you know, even though he had his status and things he's got going on for himself now, he in the trenches. He in the trenches out here, like, hey, this is where I gotta be at, man. This is for the movement. I was just so on fire, like, man, what the hell's my excuse? And this man had his son shot 7 times in the back, man. He's still out here getting it in. He's still out here rallying. He's still out here putting it on the line, putting his life on. Like they tried to bribe this man. They tried to do everything they can to shut that guy up, man. You know, threatening him, all kind of stuff, man. And he all in for the movement, man. Trust me. I'm telling you, when that man all in for the movement, he the real deal. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm all in. I was already all in anyway. But I just even more energized to be out here. And so that's why we hitting it. That's why I'm out here marching. That's why we're gonna continue to march. I'm just gonna be a part of my life being out here in these streets, man, and doing my part because this is what the movement takes. It takes being out here organizing, even at the local level. We gotta control. We gotta get out here and get this grassroots movement. One thing about these Republicans, man, they know how to do the groundwork. You know, they out here voting for the sheriff. They out here voting for you. Got to be totally engaged in this political process. And I understand politics sucks, but we cannot give it a pass anymore. People got to be plugged in. I don't give a damn if it's the HOV or down here for the HOA person, right? You got to be out there voting. You got to be down there voting, man. You got to be voting for the sheriff, you know, for the timekeeper, man. Anybody in there in the government, you got to be voting all the way up to the presidential level. You've got to be engaged in this. Period. And so this is it, man. This is what he's doing here is powerful, and I'm honored to be a part of that. And this is why I'm like, I got to give mine for the movement, man. This is just kind of like I know what I want to be now, and that's why I'm doing it. So,
amen, amen. So, for the heading towards the conclusion of our conversation, I always like to do these little quick hitters, and I usually base them off of my usually my panelists and stuff like that. So basically, I ask you, you know, a series of questions. They're mostly opinion based, either or, and everything like that. Not necessarily a wrong answer. I mean, I say that, but I secretly judge people out loud. So are you ready for some quick hitters, my brother?
let's
brother
do it.
Greg?
Let's
All right.
do it.
Are you a snack man, sir? Are you a snack man?
Yes,
Sir?
I love eating.
That I love.
I do it too damn much, man. Yeah, I love some snacks.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. I'm trying to think of some good ones. I'm trying to switch them up because I do these for everybody. All right. Zebra cakes or Nutter Butters?
Nutter butter.
All right. All right. All right. Those are like personal favorites for me. Some days I'm a
Yes.
zebra cake kind of guy, and the other day that Nutter Butter hit funny.
Yeah,
It
Nutter
hit
butter
real.
old school, man. I love that,
Yeah.
man. I
Yeah.
still get that now and again, man. Yeah, I love that.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Keep going with the snacks. If you had to choose, had to choose. Pringles or Doritos?
Man,
Yep.
I'm gonna go Pringles. I do love Pringles. I love them being so thin, man. So I gotta hit the Pringles, man.
You know
If
what
I
it
gotta
is? They
choose.
don't give you air in your
Yeah.
it. Like, just give me the chips.
Yes. 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 So I love some Pringles.
Gotcha. Let's see. For if we talking, do you like you some candies? You said you eat, but I don't consider candy eating. Those are pleasure teas. Do you like you some candy, sir?
I do some. I do some. Yeah.
Okay. Skittles or Starburst?
I like them both. But I'm probably go with Skittles. Taste that
Okay.
rainbow, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Skittles.
You know, go with the Skittles. Alrighty. Um, phew. Once again, this is like depending on the day. Snickers or Reese's?
Oh my goodness. I could
Yep.
do both of them all day. But I love my listen, I got Reese's cups down there freezing right now in the freezer.
Oh yeah,
So
they
I
hit.
gotta
It's
have
fresh
my
out the
Reese's.
freezer.
I gotta
When
have
you
my
when you
mhm,
break it, when you break the Reese's
yes,
and it's
sir.
still
Hey,
in
I gotta have
place.
my
Oh,
Reese's, man. It's that chocolate peanut butter mix, man. It's just I like it. But I like my Snickers too, man. Snicker ice cream now and again. Oh my goodness.
mhm.
But I'm gonna have if I have to do the hard choice, I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with that, the Reese's.
All right. Now we're gonna go get to music real quick. And I'm not gonna assume you don't know any of these artists, so I'm just gonna pull them out for you. Um, Solange or Her?
Her. I like her. See, I like her. Oh, you see the pun, man? You see the pun? But
Yes.
yes.
Alrighty. Um, go to hip hop real quick. Um, Pharrell or Kanye?
Pharrell.
Yeah,
I ain't
Kanye
feeling
got
Kanye right now, but yeah, go
Kanye
ahead.
got some work to do. I
Yeah,
mean, he made graduation,
listen,
but he
my
got some work to
problem
do.
is, man, I think Kanye lost it when his mom was gone, man. And my mom died
Hmm.
around the same time, so I get the pain, dude. I get it. But he's let that, oh, man, it's put him in such a dark place right now, man. So I've had to let him be, though. When his love for Trump, man, has really been like, okay, I had to let him be. I had to let him be, man, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
Pharrell, much love for Pharrell. Sure do. At least Pharrell
yeah,
kept it real, man. Much love for him.
yeah. He just a pretty looking Dominican dude with facial cream and got
Got a
some
good heart,
sneakers. You know what
man.
I'm
Oh,
saying?
Pharrell got a
Yeah,
good heart, man.
yeah. Plus, he made the soundtracks for Despicable Me, so like people
Yes,
forget that.
yes.
Yeah,
That happens.
fire
Listen,
soundtrack.
man. Yes, listen. The boy's talented. He got the whole package, man.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, he doesn't age. So I think I need to
Yeah.
invest. I need to invest in that skin cream. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
Yeah, if you got that
27.
paper right though, man, listen, hey,
That's
when you
true.
when
That's
you
true.
move up in class, man, that you got access to different things, man. They dip off in that fountain of youth, right? And so, 50 become the new 30. I'm like, damn, really?
I don't even know how old that brother is. I'm gonna Google it after this
So,
podcast, or somebody knows in the comment section. Let us know. Let's see. Give me your top 5 rappers, East Coast and West Coast.
well, of course, I'm gonna say West Coast. We got to go Pac, man. Um, man, shoot, there are so many people though, man. I have
No
to,
specific order. It doesn't have to be in any order.
man, from the West. I mean, I love Eminem. I love what he's done for the game, man. So if you go talk about the greatest, I got to talk about him, Jay-Z. Um,
Remember, East
well,
Coast, West Coast. So keep if you got
oh,
East Coast, keep
I can't cut off. Okay, guys, stay the West.
yeah,
Well,
you
listen,
gotta
for the
stay
West
to West.
Coast,
Stay,
man. So
you
of
pick your
course,
West and then pick your
NWA.
East.
I'm disappointed
Okay.
with Cube. So I'm disappointed with Cube, but NWA, right? Dre, has done a lot out there. Kendrick Lamar, beyond a shadow of a doubt, man. Amazing vocalist, man. What he's done out here. So there's a lot of West Coast guys I really love.
Only rapper that have a Pulitzer award. People don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's his stuff, man. I'm telling you his stuff. And then he on the movement too. He on the movement. Now, what's this new guy, man, I got, man? Jaziri X, I'm feeling him. I don't know where this guy is from. But
Said
the first time I heard,
I've never heard of him.
yeah, and guess what? He was at that damn march. He was at the march, man. He was at the march. Oh my God, man. He was rapping on the other side up there at the Lincoln Memorial. And I did not know. I found out when I seen the tip. I was like, "Who is this guy, man?" And he dropped a song called "The Whitest House," and it was amazing. Am I too loud?
Said Jaziri X. I'm about to check him out.
Yeah, Jaziri X, man, excellent, man. Listen, you talk about like for the movement. Oh, he was all over that, next level stuff. So it really was good. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that's
it really
the
was.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, keep me on the time hack, right? Because you know,
she like, hey, I love to talk, but can y'all hurry the hell up? I'm good.
I'll be too loud. I'll be too loud, man. So I sometimes I get so, you know. But yeah, Jaziri X, I'm loving him right now. He's like the public enemy of our lifetime right now. What he dropping?
All right.
Real conscious, man, for the movement. I love that. So guys who really get in there for the movement, I got much respect for them right now. That's really putting their talent to work. So, but I listen to a wide variety of music. But yes, I do love my hip hop.
For West. It's all right.
Yeah,
nobody gonna get hurt.
Yeah, so
you got Pac, NWA, Kendrick, and you got two more for West.
Man, who else really done it for the West, man? Well, of course, Snoop. That's my hometown, man. You know, Snoop Dogg put Long Beach on the map, man. You know, and he really just took it to a whole nother level, man. So I got much love for him. Snoop, man. To say I like, man, I even like Too Short, man. Hey, Q.
Oh,
where's Too Short, man? With that music, man, come on, he killed him on that. So if I had to go jump to the East Coast, of course I got to go. You know, LL, Biggie, you know, Jay-Z. My goodness, man, you got so many, man. I don't even want to feel like I'm leaving people out, man, because I like them all, right? But you know, you got your boy from the Locks, man, Jadakiss.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jadakiss a monster. I mean, I love Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan, right? I mean, I like RZA too, but I think I'm already past the 5, right? So if I go down south, I got to be like Ludacris, you know. Man, I love my boy Scarface, right? So, you know, I got a lot of stuff I like, man. I even had Christian rappers too I liked, man. So just in case you was wondering.
Oh no, I mean, like there's a couple of Christian rappers that I think really, could outbar a lot of these mainstream dudes. But
yes, there's some people out there with some serious stuff, man. So
yeah, and then there's some Christian rappers. I'm like, I really wish you just didn't leave the church and just stayed.
Yeah, but they do it because they're trying to get the cake up, and they got that raw talent.
Yeah.
They do it just to try to get the Me Too, you know, like anything. Some people just performative. They just there trying to, you know, get their paper and dip. So
yeah, especially I don't know if you heard of this dude named Bryson Gray. He's a black conservative MAGA rapper. Oh my God!
Listen, we crush all them fools. Them trash rappers, man. I kill them, man. It's straight garbage. Like, what was the other guy, man? I forgot. Hey, if y'all could drop him in the what's the guy who been trying to stitch me lately and I crushed him? Right, he came in there, man, because he was begging for money, man. I mean, trash ass rapper, man. He ain't got no skills, man. But just his whole thing is Trump, right? So I crushed him, man. I forgot who he was, man. I forgot. Oh, hold on. No. You talk about female rappers. That's a whole nother thing. Nicki kind of jacked up, right? But Nicki, in my opinion, is the greatest female rapper of all time. Nicki Minaj. I give it to her. Even though I'm not very happy with her nonsense she's been doing out here with this whole disinformation campaign she on. But of course, MC like Queen Latifah. We talking about the female lyricists who I really like. Yeah. Out there getting there. Plus, old girl too. Man, what's old girl too? Damn, I can't leave her out.
Cardi
B is big, you know. So there's a lot of female rappers out there who killing it, man. So yeah. Much love to these female rappers, man. But I just, you know, I love. I get it. We'll throw it out there though. Like I said, I listen to a wide variety of music, right? So
Somebody you might like if you want somebody to listen to that just got bars for days. Check out this little Filipino, not little because I want to make her seem insignificant. Ruby Ibarra. She's a Filipino rapper.
Okay.
Ruby, Ruby, and then Ibarra. She got bars.
So Black Girl Warrior. Who's your top female lyricist?
She'll probably get at you on Instagram. She'll probably get at you on Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't forget about Drake. Drake be doing this thing.
Drake makes music for white people.
Yes, but he's damn good at it, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you found your pocket. That's fine. Right. This isn't really a right or wrong answer. Once again, this is like just this is also because I think you can't really compare the two because they're both different beasts in their own lanes. Prince or Michael?
I like them both. Of course, Michael with the dancing. He's probably one of the greatest dancers of all time out there, man. Prince, amazing music. I like them both. But really, if I gotta go, I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know. I love Prince. There's some Prince songs I really love. But Michael overall, man, I got a lot more hits I love from Mike. Mike really was untouchable, man, in the 80s, man. And I grew up with that, right? He made MTV had to start putting black people on, right? So that was it. That was it, man. Cardi B is good stuff too, though. But I'm cool with everybody. Oh, you said Drizzy, not Drake. Okay.
This man said.
So who is Drizzy then? If you're talking about Drizzy, like is that a female rapper, Drizzy?
Drizzy. I don't know. Hey, Black Girl Warrior, we'll talk about I don't know. What is? Don't gas this man up. You know what I'm saying? Hot sauce. Just make sure to wrap it up so you don't have hot sauce on anyway. Anyway, if you could go to a show and pick 3 acts you could see perform live, dead or alive, opener, mid, closer, who would they be?
Are we still talking music artists?
Yes.
You know what? Probably Beyonce, because she has some amazing shows.
Where is she put at though? Is she opening? Is she mid or is she closing? What we doing? You putting the whole show together.
Oh, really? See, I haven't done much shows, man. But I knew as a driver, I used to drive a lot of people up to her shows live when she had them, man. She really was killing it. Shoot, I'd probably be hurting after that, man. Right? I have to think. I mean, Eminem got the bars, man. He damn sure could do it. I'm sure Drake could probably rock a crowd too. So, but it'd probably be more people like throwing stuff like, "What you put together with these people?" But yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Michael Jackson definitely owned the 80s, man. Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even though I wasn't alive in the 80s, I was kind of late to the 90s.
He really did it, man. He did it.
She said, "You better stop it." Who came up with that? By the way, that is Beyonce's internet. Can somebody please tell me? Like, I'm so confused. Dinner with 5 people, dead or alive. Who's at this dinner table with you? Anybody?
From any point in history?
Just, I mean, anybody. You could pick Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies. I don't know. That is.
I would probably take Samson and Solomon, or actually scratch Samson. I would take Solomon, right? From the biblical Solomon, man. I really kind of enjoyed that whole thing. I would love to sit back and chop it up. Other people from history, I guess I'm gonna take Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Who else would I want at the table? I would probably talk to some of my World War II black vets, man. Talk to them, really talk some questions about them in the war, especially like Tuskegee Airmen, other people I've been out here, been in the ground war, stuff like that, talking to them about that if I had to do that. So as a soldier, people I would look up to throughout history, but like, yeah, man, I would definitely want to talk to them.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty dope. I think that'd be really dope. And my last question, if you would like to see anybody on the Kid Casper podcast, who would that be? but your answer has got to be somebody you could help get on here. Like you can make it happen as far as a guest goes.
I would like you to get Jacob Blake Sr. Talk to him, man. I think it'd be great, and or one of his teams, because there's people out there from him who work with him. Like I would like to talk to some of the girls from Kenosha who got some really horror stories about things that's come out of there. See, we know about Jacob Blake Jr., but you don't know about the people that's been behind that, who've been fighting for quite some time, right? Those are people we probably could absolutely get on your show. And I think it would be hella cool, man. It'd be hella cool to see their experience. It'd probably be a lot though, right? Because they got some pretty rough stories, man. But I
That's
think
like I said, brother, I'll talk to anybody. You know
and
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that their experiences, man, they will show you, how dark this thing can get with the police and this race thing in this country, right? And that's why I say all eyes on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, man. All eyes on that trial. Let's see how that go. Because if you can execute people in 4K and get away with it, then you already know. So it's gonna be going down for that. But I think that's something that definitely could happen for you, because I think I like your, even in backstage, right? I like your whole aura about you. So
I
it's gonna get.
appreciate it, sir.
I think you'll be great. I think you'll be great. Get you some big stuff out there, and I'm hoping you have massive success. That anybody can blow and get out here and just get it, because I think what you're doing is great, and that's why I'm here supporting you.
I appreciate that, brother. And so while we're closing out on anything like that, what is Brother Rig, US Army Lord? What do you have in the works? Like what are things that you're working on, things you want people to kind of, I mean, obviously the movement, everything like that, but what are personal things either you have your hands in, people you are affiliated with, is working on that you would want people to know about? The screen is yours.
So I'm doing some amazing collaborations, right? I got my buddies up here at Multimedia. Be sure to follow those guys on
Oh,
YouTube.
I've been meeting to have him on here. I've
Yes.
just been so busy. Mute the
Multimedia,
media.
they
I
do all the
love
trickle
that
up.
dude.
Listen, they got out. I did a matter of fact earlier this week. I was with them with Major Ojeda, amazing, guy right there.
Mhm.
I didn't even know he followed me. He knew my videos too, man. So that was really cool, man. I think we was mutual with my original account before I got thunderclapped. But yes.
I
So
gotta start
this,
using that. I
yeah,
gotta start
thunderclap.
using.
Oh yeah, you get thunderclap. Ah. So that's why I was just telling him about thunderclap, man. But yeah. So I think I love these alliances, man. They got a lot of talent out here, and I think that whole multimedia team is onto something amazing. So do some more collaborations, man. Stuff like that would be wonderful. Um, I think that's what's really gonna do it. We go get out here and find that right synergy amongst each other, and we just we kind of go off of each other's shows. And a lot of people are out here getting the grind in, and you'd be surprised how many high level people you could probably that will come down and support you for the movement.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, brother Rig, this was a really really good conversation. Great. What does it say? Grateful Sea Dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
call it
Sea
Jen.
Dog.
Yeah,
I
grateful sea
my
dog.
my my dyslexia was kicking in, and
Oh,
English is
me
my
too. Yeah,
second language. So I was like, I was
I
like,
know
what?
it's Jen, but yes,
Oh,
grateful sea dog.
gotcha,
One of
gotcha,
my mods.
gotcha. That's hilarious. But yeah, man. This was a great conversation. You're welcome back here anytime. I hold forums and stuff like that. I do like like BIPOC solidarity episodes where we just kind of seek for racial reconciliation.
Hmm.
If something comes up in which like monumental in like the world or anything like that, even for instance with the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and we just want to give commentary to that, you're welcome back here anytime, my brother.
All right, we'll
I
do.
think this will be good. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. This was a great conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had to have fun with the mute button because there's a thunderstorm around here, and my dog has like the world's worst anxiety. You poor thing. He's like sleeping behind the. Also, brother, I gotta ask, what kind of camera do you have? Because yours like focuses in and out and stuff like that. I got a EOS M3. It doesn't. I have to
I
keep
don't.
playing with it so
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't shut
just
off.
bought this. My wife normally picks all these trinkets out, right? I think it's called a Nexico or whatever. But she just probably researched like best cams and kind of go off Amazon. But yeah, I just kind of cobbled stuff together, right? So, but it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, it's a cool camera. I like it. I'm
It
very happy with it.
focuses
Plug
in
and
and
play.
out and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm like, that thing
Yeah.
clean. I gotta keep Leaning full. I got a bad back. I don't know. People say I'm not allowed to have a back because I'm not 30 yet. I had scoliosis and a slip disc at 14.
And you're allowed to have a bad back. Dude.
Thank you.
You're allowed to have a bad back. That's a rough go.
Goodness. Thank you guys for being so cool in the comment section, even handling Joe Biden when he came through.
Yeah,
that was a lovely encounter. Even hot sauce. I actually had I'll have to plug that into you guys too. I actually had Amethyst on here about a month or so ago. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I might just come on here and just share my thoughts. I might, like I said, I'll talk to anybody. I'll talk to anybody's mailman, anybody's mama, you know what I'm saying? But stay tuned in, ring the bell, like, share, subscribe. Consider signing up for our Patreon and supporting what we're doing over here. It's just $2 a month to get plugged in, get lifetime of incentives, whether it's merch. I just dropped a single in my Patreon today. Hopefully somebody likes it. I don't know. Pretty much everybody likes it, but I'm super self-conscious, so that's completely besides the point. But thank you everybody for, being gracious, loving, and everything like that. Always remember you are beautiful, blessed, and beloved. Raisins don't go in potato salad. They really don't. That's demonic. You can worship whatever Jesus you want to worship, any God, whatever. Please don't put raisins. What did Chadwick say on the Sunday night?
Don't
Saturday
do that.
Live?
Don't do the raisins.
He said, "Oh, hell,
no,
not Kevin. Don't put the raisins in my potato salad. Don't do that." You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
Raisins don't go in potato salad, and Jesus wasn't white.